we're on, guys.
Oh, we're on?
Yep. What up?
Welcome to episode 4 of the Gray Privilege Podcast.
4, nigga. It's not 4, it's 4.
Episode 4 of the Gray Privilege Podcast, featuring myself, The Thought, and the homie Mozenraff over here, a.k.a. The Joe.
Joe. Yep.
And today we got our first guest in the building. Give it up for Orpheus. Yeah.
It's my applause.
Yeah.
You want to melt the mic?
It's good, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me, man. I traveled pretty far to get here. You know what I mean?
You went 3 doors down.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I had to commute, but I'm glad I came here out on time to make it to you guys' professional podcast.
Nigga, stop. You always in the background, like, trying to, like, when you walk by, you always make a gesture or something. I got that shit. I got that shit. Yeah, I've been watching my own shit. Motherfucker, I already been on a podcast, like, twice.
I had a sneak a little gesture in there. Gyrate for, like, half a second.
Oh, I haven't noticed that at all. You're a fucking goofball. That's funny. Well, shit, man. Do you want to do the honors and start off the questions this week?
Yeah. Let's do it. Start off the digging the shit early today. Make sure that, you know, shit goes down. Oh, yeah, by the way, one of our authors of these questions is sitting in here. This motherfucker, you know. Anyway, man, you know, I want y'all to understand that we came a long way. You know what I'm saying? We got our squares popping. Feel me?
Hell yeah.
Logo and the internet and shit, front and back.
This is lit. This is a lit little setup, man. Great privilege is lit.
Better. So I'm pulling in and starting off the fuckery. All right. Let's see what we got here. Hike 4 miles or swim 1 mile?
That is not an Orpheus one.
I'm going to go swim 1 mile.
Oof.
Or hike how many?
Or hike 4.
I'm hiking 4.
I think I'm going to hike 4, too.
I'm hiking 4 miles.
Swimming a mile seems fucking insane.
A lot. It's a really great workout.
But that
really
sounds
great workout,
like,
but
fuck.
Swimming,
You can just walk a hike, nigga. It's a long hike. It's a long hike.
Yeah.
But I can get through that. I got enough music to get through that and still have songs left. So there it is. There I'm hiking, nigga. That's swimming shit. An hour? That's longer than an hour. You think it'll take you an hour?
Oh, for sure, an hour.
Yeah, for sure.
No, like an hour, maybe
Fuck
an hour
that.
and 10 minutes.
Fuck
like,
that.
I've swam a mile before. It's definitely a workout, but my thing is my feet are so fucked up that, like, hiking that mile, I would die by mile 3.
I mean, I got you with the knees. I feel you. But you can take your time. I feel like you don't want to take your time in the pool. Like, just because the whole time you're working out, even when you're sitting there trying to wade, you can hike and stand for half a second.
Wading is essentially just chilling, though. You can really catch your breath.
Ass, I don't trust that.
Wading.
You got a dog paddle, you still moving.
Oh, you got a dog paddle when you wading.
What? I don't know how to float, so...
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
All you gotta do is just don't fucking move.
That's what they say, but every time I do that, I sink right to the bottom.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I don't fuck with the float.
That's so weird to me.
It's like, you're moving or something.
Look,
I grew up in the pool. Like, I spent a lot of time swimming when I was like 3 and 4. You know, it was early for me.
Kind of opposite. I taught myself how to swim. I mean, my parents say they tried to teach me how to swim, but it was more like we went to Palm Springs and my dad just threw me into the pool and was like, "Now move your arms like this." I was just like moving my arms, trying to kick.
That's how you learn how to swim?
Yeah, it was like 5 feet, dog. I was panicking.
Damn. That's fucked up.
I didn't do no swim classes, nothing like that.
That's super fucked up.
So I'm not the best swimmer at all. Like underwater, I feel like I'm going nowhere. I'm doing a lot of movement, but I'm not really going anywhere.
Oh, see, I fly when I'm in the water. Or I used to when I wasn't, like, this fat. You know what I mean? Like, when I was younger, like, I could move when I was swimming.
Nigga, I learned at the YMCA.
Yeah, that's exactly where I learned, too. We had a YMCA in the town next door to where I was growing up. So we always would go there, and then we'd hit Jamba Juice, and we'd go home.
No, I was at that one up there in Altadena.
Oh, the Altadena one?
Yeah.
Oh, I was at the one in South Pass.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I was up there. My grandma, you know, she up there in Altadena living that rich life.
I was.
She up in the gated communities?
Oh no, she's at the very, 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 very end of Lake, and then you make a left. And then you make
okay,
right,
yeah.
Go way up even more. It's way fucking up there. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, those streets up there are crazy. They start getting like a little woodsy.
Yeah, like, you know that one, the Hunter's Forest or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, my grandma lives above that shit. Like,
Damn.
like, yeah. I've been
That's
hiking
fucking
in
up
that
there.
forest so many times when I was a kid. You know, they have waterfalls and all kinds of shit in there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy that, like, fucking, you grow up, you know, and get in high school and people are like, oh, let's go to Hunter's Forest. And then I'm like, oh, I'm down. And then we're, like, on our way. And then I'm like, are you guys kidding me? I'm like, this is my grandma's, like, backyard. Like, this is, like, what the fuck?
Wow.
I don't know, man. It's like stories. There's stories of that shit. And I'm like, this is so home to me. Like, I've been here a billion times as a kid. This is crazy. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
a fun fact.
That area is cool, though. I've smoked a lot in those, that Hunter Forest right there.
Yeah, man. I've had
Smoked a lot of weed in there.
Had some times in there, too. Had some times. Can't even talk about it on the podcast. But yeah, that's a hell of a
That's how you know it's some real times.
Real times, my nigga. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Pulling the hat. Or unless you
I
want
would definitely swim the mile, personally. All right, I got one.
I definitely pay to see that. I'm
Why
just
would
saying.
you pay to see that?
I want to see my friend and my homeboy do that a mile. I'll pay to see that. I wouldn't pay a lot.
Would you pay me to do that?
Like $50 is probably my max.
No, you just let me know how it was. You just let me know how it was. I'm good. I don't need to pay. I have no money towards that.
Like,
You did it before. What the fuck?
Oh, you done that before? Oh, you did say you did it before.
Yeah, when
I'm
I
paying
was
for the
in,
shit you did before,
when I
you
was in
fuck you.
Hawaii the second time, we were snorkeling and we swam. I think it was like 1.5 miles or 2 miles.
Oh, you been to Hawaii? Damn, I want to go. Fuck.
The trip sucked. Trust me.
For you? Motherfucker?
Yeah, no, for me, like, don't get me wrong. It would have been awesome if I had gone, like, right now. Or, like, 3 years ago.
Why?
Huh?
Like, why?
Because I would have been in charge of the trip. I went when I was 10, and it was from my dad's. It was from my dad's marriage to my stepmom.
Yeah.
That was a shit.
No, you couldn't
that was
even do
garbage.
it. You're 10.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It sucked. I was 10. I had no freedom. Yeah. But yeah, we snorkeled like 2 miles. It was fucking crazy.
Okay.
It was like from this really cloudy beach that we probably really shouldn't have been swimming in because the water was so cloudy. All the way back to the Sheraton. So yeah, it was like 2 miles. It was cool though.
God damn.
Yeah. All right, I got the next question though. What is the best way to explore human nature? Psychology, philosophy, or biology?
Oh, wait. I want you to repeat that again because I want to get that again.
Okay. What is the best way to explore human nature? Psychology, philosophy, or biology?
Anatomy is not there, huh? Swag.
Anatomy is a part of biology.
Okay, I guess so.
Yeah. That's like a subset.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I see biology in a different form, but I see what you're saying, though. It definitely, yeah. That probably would be my answer because everything else would be the human body in action. Like, if the human body was there and not in action, like, the way you would study it would be the biology because it can't speak or think or nothing. Like, it's just a body. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just... Oh, anyway, you're the one that's supposed to be going in first. Not me, motherfucker. I just started going in. I don't even think it matters, son, because I just feel it. That's why I was...
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I just feel like, you know what I mean? Like, philosophy is, like, manipulative, so I'll throw that one out. And then the other one, it can be very, very manipulative.
It can be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can be.
Okay,
So there's no manipulating biology.
I mean, the philosophy of biology could be manipulative. That's where you're about to
The individuals that are performing said biology can be manipulated or biased.
But that's their philosophy, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that still falls under that.
You could say that, but I mean, like, there's some people where it's not really a philosophical argument to take some money to say something. It's more just like, I want money, and this person's giving me money, and all I have to do is say something.
But I still would put that under philosophy. I mean, I would put it under philosophy.
I kind of feel you in, like, not having a qualm with doing it would be kind of like a philosophical thing, but, like, that's going way deeper than necessary. I don't think it goes that deep for a lot of people. I think it's legit just like, I want money, they got money, they want to give me money to do this, I'm going to do that so I can get that money.
Right, but psychology psychology is pretty that's a good one. You know what I mean? Like, to study for the human. Like, that's a good one. You know, but I don't know if that beats biology. I don't know if that beats biology for me. Just
Yeah, because everything psychology is just a factor of the biology.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Everything
like,
happening in your brain is only happening because your brain's a thing.
That body, bro. Yeah.
Like even the philosophy, that's something that comes out of the brain that's
like,
there.
That
so
motherfucker
it's
was
all
dead.
based on the bio. Yeah.
No, right.
For sure.
I hear you.
I'm tossing that question.
That's what I'm saying.
That wasn't that difficult.
Hey, we be squeezing. I think we squeeze shit out in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like that, most people don't squeeze shit out. Like we be pulling out his hat and really shutting the whole question down.
Yeah, I noticed that the way you guys are working that shit too.
Yeah, we be shutting shit
it's
down.
like a tennis match between the shit, and you guys.
We just bounce it back and forth until the ball turns into nothing, and we're like, "Oh yeah, this question's dumb." We already know the answer.
We fucking shit up. Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh." So was that one of yours?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, we shut that down.
On the internet somewhere.
Oh, fucking shoulders. Your turn, bro.
Yeah, let's do. We usually do about two or three before we jump in the news.
Oh, we usually do like 3 or 4.
It's whatever. Let's get it in.
Yeah.
All right, boom.
I'd say aim for like 30, 45 minutes.
Sit. All right, so this is the thing, man. I want a new rule. I didn't finish reading it. Don't read it first in your head. Open it and read that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, that's what I have been doing. I open it. And
I know, but a lot of times you read it and you start dying. And it's like, what does it say?
Because it hits your brain quick.
No,
Sometimes
like
your brain finishes it. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, for sure. All right, so boom.
The rest of my brain already read it before I said it.
All right, saving sex before marriage would help eliminate some problems in the world? Question mark.
Wait,
So
it's like actually come
okay.
again. Can you break that down for me?
Saving sex before marriage would help eliminate problems in the world. What the fuck?
Are they saying that making it so you can only have sex after you're married?
We're too out of the box for this type of question, bro.
So,
because marriage, first off, marriage is just some,
marriage is inherently just fucking.
Yeah.
Just that word alone is already burning.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the part that's ruining this question. Like for sure. Like it's kind of. I mean, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say, Brian.
Can I see that? I want that.
Yeah, I did write that. I saw that again on the web, and it just made me think. So if sex wasn't something if people could not do, I mean, if it was illegal or some shit that you could not do before marriage, and it was something that was just an afterthought, not an afterthought, but it was something that you can't really attain until you actually get married. Do you think that would help people be more focused? Do you think that would save problems?
I think it would ruin a lot of people's focus. But the main point I would say is the main part of the question is, would it do something that? Let me reread that. Would it eliminate some problems? And my thing is like, I mean, it might curb some population growth, so that would be a thing. Mm-hmm. But I think going the exact opposite direction of like getting rid of the institution of marriage and making sex more casual and something that people understand, like. You can spend a couple years fucking around, see what you like, and then find out who you like, so you can find someone who you like, who can do those things for you, and then settle down and make that a life partner kind of thing. I think that would solve a lot more problems.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but my thing is nigga, look at motherfuckers that have it like that. All right, Saudi Arabia, they got it like that. Do they have more problems, and does that eliminate their problems?
Hell no.
I think they have certain problems that I wouldn't even want to see, ever.
Oh yeah.
And it might be because of that, and it might be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Dubai, all that shit. They all got it like that already. Mm-hmm. You got to be married. You know what I mean? And they don't even have an age restriction. This is any age. You just got to be married.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's some fucked up stuff that goes.
So are there problems there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just try to look at it like that, like, because that's not like a situation that's like a fantasy. That's there's actually places like that.
Yeah,
so we can look at them niggas.
You got a point of reference.
Them niggas got problems, nigga. Them bitches is like covering it. That's how bad it is for them. They got to that. They can't even show their faces, really. You know, can't even smile to you. They can't even smile to you, bro.
Oh man,
how you supposed to find something to marry? They can't even smile to you.
That's crazy.
In public, at least.
I mean, do you know what the real answer to that is?
What?
Your parents and their parents set it up for y'all.
Exactly.
And they make it a business transaction and there's a dowry.
Yeah, or they fuck, or, you know, I'm pretty sure, like, okay, if they fucking, she's not gonna have that shit over her face, obviously. Like, if she's in the house, like, in their house, I don't think she would have that over.
Oh, I mean, everything but her
right?
face. Everything but her face will be covered still, though.
Still, for sure. Oh, for
Like,
sure.
yeah,
For sure.
she'll have most of the face. Like, all the hair will be covered generally. Most of, like, the lower face. You essentially will just get, like, an almond shape of, like, eyes, nose, and mouth.
Not until after you marry, you will see her naked. You have to marry her first to see her naked.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you start. Oh, that's scary.
Oh, and my thing, that's stupid. You want to guarantee that people will be very unlikely to be happy in their relationships? Don't let them fuck first.
Well, supposedly their divorce rate's the same as America.
Yeah, we do the same shit over here. It's just we call the God a different thing.
I know, but people still fucking before they go married.
There's people that aren't.
Of course.
There's people that aren't.
And there's people that are fucking out there still.
Of course, that part.
So, like, my thing is like, in any case.
I think the percentage is very, I mean, this is me speaking, I think the percentage is very minuscule of people not following the rules out there. I'm just saying. More than out here.
Because it's not a rule. Because it's not a rule out here.
Out here, motherfuckers got too much freedom, bro. Out there, you can get fucked off. The consequences are just way more dire, bro. That's all I'm saying. Just they're way more dire.
There's stuff culturally that is okay in certain places like Saudi Arabia that allows for communities to pull shit off that don't involve men on women as adults having sex before marriage.
But see how that has to be a structure? It ain't just like much of an outside thing.
Like it's a lot of Muslim majority countries have certain aspects of their culture where grown men very commonly will have young boys as like sexual playthings. That is common.
Yeah. Okay, that's something different. That's completely fucking different. God damn.
That's sex before marriage.
Yeah, but that's just come on.
I'm saying, like that's a problem we don't see as much out here.
What?
Oh, you think the U.S. has an issue? Yeah, take that anywhere in the Middle East. When it comes to like people touching kids, oh my god.
I have no comment, man.
Yeah.
I have no comment because
it's
bad
out here.
It's bad out here for sure.
It's bad out here.
No.
Oh, it's terrible out here. But ain't nothing compared to the Middle East.
Because I don't know.
I don't know, man. We don't know.
Yeah, so that's
we
the
don't
thing.
fucking
know.
know.
I don't know.
Like I definitely can't pull statistics on either side to show that would be accurate, and that's part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But like you're Mr. Fuck Statistics, so I'm telling you, like based on what there's beliefs of and what's normal in certain communities, I guarantee it. Because like even here, even among communities where it's quietly normal, you still can't come out and say it.
Man, nobody knows what I don't know what anyone does on this block. Besides my neighbors right here.
And that's because they make you hear every word they
say. Right. So I don't know shit. So I don't know, man. Motherfuckers be finding like 9 girls in like a fucking house that like that they've been captured for like 10 years and shit. That could be 4 houses down in 2 weeks.
You got Anthony Weiner. You got Anthony Weiner and people like that in positions who've got a little baby or is fucking with little kids. It's weird.
Man, I don't know how like you can be attracted to a kid. I don't even know how you can get hard. Like how can you get hard to a little boy? If you're a grown man, how can you get a hard dick to a little boy?
I mean, it's the same.
That's fucking insane.
No, but that's the thing. It's literally a form of insanity. Like it's literally a mental health problem. Their brain's fucked up.
They just like that shit.
But it's crazy where we draw.
There's something chemically, physically wrong with that.
Why does it have to be all that? They just like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They just like it
because
bro.
It's crazy where we draw. It's crazy where we draw the line.
Why does that make a person crazy?
Because that could be the same thing for a dude who looks at a guy and can get a hard dick. Some people can say the same thing that he's saying.
They just like it, bro.
Yeah, they just like it. It's just something that's like, but society's accepted.
Oh, but like, being attracted to, like, being attracted to a grown person is completely different from being attracted to a child.
Of course, that's what's in society. That's what we deem it to be different.
Right. Like, no, but
because
like,
if we go back to caveman days,
but even caveman days, you're looking at even back as far as you can speak as far as human development. When we're talking kids, that's a mental health issue because that person is not physically capable to have children yet. at least as far as their age goes, there's not supposed to be receptors in your brain to get turned on for that. That is an issue. That is a mental health issue.
No, you saying you saying something is supposed to do something to receptors? Like, you gotta stop with that, because there is no bro. No. I'm not gonna sit here and let you say that, because the brain, what causes you to be horny or whatever, is different for every motherfucker on the planet. It just is. If I like big white titties and you like big white titties, great. There's a common interest there. Great. But if there's a man that likes a kid, I'll be damned if somebody can sit here and give me an equation that this motherfucker has mental issues, because it's sex. The nigga likes that shit. He got caught into that shit. You ever done a drug that you know you shouldn't be fucking doing, but you like that shit, got caught into it? Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those, bro.
You're looking at it wrong, though.
How is that mental? It's
because you're looking at it like as a purely sexual thing.
Okay.
Like when it comes to rape, especially child rape, it's a power thing.
Reason of, I'm not even touching that area. So yeah, the reason of, I'm not touching that area. The reason of, yeah, sure. There's a gang of mental issues. I definitely agree. I'm just talking about like someone that just wants us to get off. I wasn't thinking about like an actual a reason why I'm raping this boy.
The reason
of oh God,
no, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying. Come on, man. I'm not a rapist. Get that clear. Because somebody might take that sound bit and do some weird shit. You know, once they get famous, you know, there's more. You know, but anyway, yeah. I didn't think about it that way. That makes a lot of sense.
The reasons behind it, though, I feel are just like a stem of the attraction.
Oh, see, like I think it has less to do with attraction than it has to do with the power dynamic and the fantasy and the taboo of it. I think it's people who have I think it's people who don't have a functioning brain as far as what their brain thinks is okay. People that don't have empathy, it's shit like that.
Fucked up people out here, Jack.
Yeah. No, I know.
But what you're inherently saying is that over in what we're talking about, Dubai or Saudi Arabia, majority of those people have mental issues.
That's not necessarily the case.
Hey, kind of though. You try to say everybody retarded out there in Dubai.
because I'm not saying retarded.
No, I'm just playing. Jokes.
You could potentially argue, and this is like the most extreme stance I can take on this point that you're calling me on right here, because I see the point that you're trying to pull here as far as pull has a negative connotation. But I see the point you're trying to make as far as like me having like a double standard in what I'm trying to say. But my thing is, I think that you can very rationally make the argument that anyone who believes in a God is a schizophrenic person.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of psychological backup to that statement. I don't necessarily agree with that, but the idea that you're hearing the voice of something else that isn't actually there necessarily or can't be proven to be there, and they're telling you that they have light for you and love for you and shit, and you use that as a reason for your actions, if that person wasn't named God and it was fucking Tommy, you got schizophrenia.
Look, man, let some time go by. Those people are gonna fade away.
Oh, for sure. No, but like my point is that my point is like you could very much say that like the vast majority of adult men in the Middle East, especially if you're growing up Islamic, you could very much say that person has been nurtured into a sort of psychosis as far as what they believe about the world. And I'd say the same thing is probably true for most Christians.
That's like every culture.
Yeah. No, but like I'm just saying I could make that point, and I think that also when it comes to pedophilia, I think there's a lot of like kids who get touched becoming adults who touch kids.
For sure.
And I think that's a cyclical thing that's been going back centuries. And I think that has a lot to do with all three of the Abrahamic religions. So I just think that as far as the way our society is constructed at this point and the laws that we actually have on paper outside of the church make it a little different in terms of the likelihood of shit happening here, because in countries like Saudi Arabia, the church is the law. So there isn't really a boundary there between like what the law says, okay, we don't give a fuck what faith you have, this is wrong.
What are the three Abrahamic religions?
Christianity, Judaism, and Islam.
Okay, I don't know why I didn't think of Judaism being a part of that, because I had two, but I didn't know a third one. I just wanted you to do that for me.
Well,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
Just to clarify, you know, I don't.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm not with no pedophilia. None of us are with pedophilia. But it's interesting because, like, you know, like, it's always been something to where that's always been a thing in our culture. It goes back to time where there's always been older men.
What's always?
Since we've been existing.
Yeah, prove that.
I mean,
I'm gonna pull a Mozenraff on you.
As long as there's a dick and a kid in the world, it's possible.
It's always been possible. My thing is, I think that has a lot more to do with religion and with certain faiths. Because like the first recorded times where we see a lot of like adult men playing with boys in a sexual kind of context is you start seeing that.
I'm just talking about younger people, like younger than what we deem normal. Because younger boys to me that he's...
Okay, but like
even
grown men have been fucking 14-year-old girls since the dawn of men because that's who they... That used to be the marker for when it was okay to get in with that. Yeah. So like it used to be the second they had their period. Oh, that's a woman now.
And they were able to be attracted. They were able to be attracted, dick hard, to make that happen, right? There's also men who are gay.
I've seen 14-year-old girls that look fucking like they're 19.
Exactly.
Oh no, like I have definitely seen like very, very young girls who like if I was attracted to them until I found out their age, and then my brain goes, oh god, no. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna like shy away from that. There's these fucking IG thoughts out here that look 30 and they're fucking
for the
14.
grown men. For the grown men like R. Kelly who fucks with
but did he fuck her or did he just pee on her?
Pee on her, whatever. He just have sexual contact with women under 18.
Yeah.
I think there can be an argument, or there's just people need to look at the fact that there's also grown men who are gay who are attracted to young little boys, the same way that men are attracted to little girls. I'm not saying it's a good thing or...
no, I feel you.
Oh, no, like...
but that's definitely a lane.
It's a lane. Like, it's a lane.
Yeah, no,
so
like,
I don't think that's
such
a mental thing.
Oh, no, the point I was making earlier
that's what I was trying to say.
No, the point I was making earlier was specifically in regards to, like, children. I'm not talking teenagers. I think teenagers is more of a preference thing. I think that's more of a fucked up preference that a person can have. But when it comes to kids, I think that's actually...
the kid thing is crazy.
Like, if you're trying to fuck 5-year-olds, I think there's something wrong with your brain.
No, you're tripping.
Yeah.
You're tripping.
Yeah. Do you see the separation I'm trying to make there? Because I can totally see how just there's some biological thing in some motherfucker's brain where he just like he doesn't necessarily see the 18 thing as being a big deal.
Yeah,
his dick is cool with 16.
Yeah,
I mean the majority of the country is 16, so.
That part, like,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's just a random fact. I'm not. We're all Californians.
Like,
so we're all getting the 18 thing. So trust me, I ain't fucking with 16.
And I feel that. Yeah. Like, but my thing is like, I have fucked a 16-year-old. I was 15. No, but I've done that.
Great. Yeah. 15.
But like, it's just funny how the 18 layer that divide has always been kind of weird to me. I don't get why that number.
California's, I don't know.
Yeah, California's weird with that.
Yeah, and they're really, really anal about it too. Because I had friends in high school who wound up going to jail because they were like 18 out of high school dating a senior who was 17. Their parents found out or some shit.
Dude, there's only 11 states in the country. They're 18.
For real?
It's only 11.
Yeah. I did not know it was only 11. God damn.
There's 50 states, bro.
There's 39 states where you can...
Bro, there's 17s too, though.
Yeah.
There's 17s.
Okay.
You can drive 100 miles and go to Nevada and it's 16.
Yeah, Nevada 16.
Yeah. Go get married over there.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, hey, you know what? Since we're on that podcast, let's pull up the fucking map.
Bring the map up. Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a map, buddy. It's because that's the blue background. I thought the whole thing. I thought that was like the whole... tripping.
I'll say on the internet, huh?
That's not the internet. Is it? That's not the internet. What's going on here? Firefox. I haven't seen that in a minute.
Oh, I think it's already... Is it up? It's up right there.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I had no idea that it was like that.
Right now we are looking at the map that shows y'all that America cannot make up its mind.
Our shit is frozen bad right now.
We're going slow. All right, here we go.
Look at
Jesus.
that.
For real?
Trying to zoom in. Let's see.
Just click view image. Fuck you. Fucking Google. But god damn. That's all sorts of fucked up.
Okay. So we just let me go. Okay. Well, yeah. Oh, this one's
So the age of consent?
Yeah, there we go. So
That's the age of consent. That's not like the age that like your parents can sign off you getting married. That's like the age of consent.
no, this is age of consent.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So I just actually out of curiosity, and this is gonna sound fucked up. Out of curiosity, in Nevada where prostitution is legal and the age of consent is 16, is that like a thing?
I don't think prostitution is legal in Vegas. Like it's like we think it is. It's not legal like that. They have like weird.
It's legal to have brothels and stuff. I mean,
That's prostitution.
It
though.
is.
Yeah, but
it
it's
is.
not like
It's not pimps and
but
hoes,
it's
like-
not like it is in
But-
Tijuana though.
But to your
Oh, yeah.
Motherfuckers
to your
out there.
question, I'm sure in the brothels they have a room with a 16-year-old. I'm pretty sure. You're 16.
Why
You're
wouldn't they?
consensual.
Why wouldn't they?
Oh.
Why wouldn't they? But see, this is the thing. It makes you think about the mind state. Look, it makes you think about the mind state of a Californian though. Like,
Yeah.
we're really high minded compared to the rest of the world because are we really like his?
Oh, I know. In like Germany, the age of consent's like 14.
Well, no, the whole world's crazy.
Yeah.
The world can see.
Yeah, the world map is crazy.
I can pull up the world map and it's crazy. Like I can tell you countries right now what age they are. I've studied these maps.
Hit me with something.
Mexico's horrible.
What is it?
All of them, Mexico's a different country, so there's different
Yeah.
reasons. But Mexico's, it's all like 14, 15, 13, 14, 15, all of it, like the whole entire country.
Yeah, we're just talking about the
13,
two
14,
countries. We're talking about the countries that have like there's no consent. It's just you got to be married.
Saudi Arabia is
Yeah.
no consent.
So it's like
You
it's like a little
have to be
zero.
married,
You got to be married.
Oh,
It's
but
like-
like
it's like-
there's definitely marriages between like 80-year-old men and 6-year-old girls.
I mean, whatever. That's their law, so it's legal. That's legal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if that's the thing.
I think the
fucking
I
weird,
think the lowest one we saw was like 7 or no, it wasn't that. It was like 10, wasn't it?
It might have been 11.
It was like 11. The youngest one we saw was 11.
I know that.
Or was
I
that
think
the
it was
Vatican?
Yemen. You know Yemen though, right? The
Yeah.
Yemen. I think if I'm right, no, not Yemen. I mean Tanzania and Africa.
Tanzania?
It's 19 or 20. Yeah,
Weird.
they have like the oldest one. Like, so you can't fucking 18-year-old over there. So how do you think they feel about us fucking 18-year-olds? They probably feel like how we feel about Nevada.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. The mind state is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like that has a lot to do with it too.
Like you can't say someone's nasty for fucking a 16-year-old in Oklahoma. You can't.
And think about this.
You
if you're
cannot.
in
Okay, but
California,
like
Because it's weird.
the one thing I can say though is that like I think it's kind of fucked up regardless because regardless of what state you're in the U.S., that girl is still in high school if she's 16. If you're
Sure.
above 18, you're out of high school, and she's still in high school, you've had life experience that she has not been in the position to have yet.
Sure.
You are emotionally and psychologically capable of manipulating this person easily because you have so much more experience. Than
And
them.
if I was from
And
fucking Ohio, sitting right here listening to you, I'd be like, such a California mind state. Such
Such
a fucking California.
But I
No, I agree with you,
bump
but I'm
redneck.
from here.
I call you a bump fucking redneck.
I'm just saying, I'm from here. So but if you see that, mostly is the whole west side is 18, basically, except for Nevada and then fucking Washington.
I'm surprised Washington is 16. Washington's a really liberal state.
Yeah, but if you think about it, though, they have a lot of...
I didn't know
they have a lot of
Montana
red
was
freedoms,
16, though. God
though. Yeah,
damn.
you were out there. So you were out there with this mind state, so you weren't thinking about it. You weren't thinking.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
I've never looked at this map.
The only other state I lived in was Florida, and same mind state. So,
So, like,
I never.
I honestly didn't know it varied that much. I thought it was 18 nationwide.
Dude, 11 states.
That's stupid.
And it makes you think because like
And none of the
When you
East
went-
Coast.
when you're
No,
yeah,
except
of
for where you're going. Oh no, that's West Virginia. No, that's Virginia.
Yeah, that's Virginia.
So where you're going is same mind state. You'll be fine.
when you're 18 out here, when you're 18 out here, you might be looking at 18-year-old. You might be looking at 17.5-year-old. Like Tiger was looking at Kylie, and people were thinking that was weird. But imagine a 15
Tiger
and a
was
half.
like 28 dating her
No,
when she
he's
was
not
16.
even 28 now. I don't think.
Yeah, but it's legal. All you gotta do is be 17 though.
And they were in New York. It was legal. It's just
So-
people. He knew California was all the
That-
stuff is
yeah.
California teams. Everything's out in California, so he already knew he couldn't really do that. But what I'm saying is, imagine the states that are 16. They look at 15-and-a-half-year-olds like, oh, she's almost there.
Oh no, this is what I was gonna say.
She's almost there.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Because when a motherfucker 19 fucking with 17-year-old, everybody says that's cool. So if a motherfucker is at 18 fucking with like a 14-year-old in a 16 state, is that cool? You know what I mean? If they still go to high school together, like you know what I mean? Like that's just crazy. So think about the countries that are 13. Motherfuckers fucking 11-year-olds. Come on. People break the rules, bro. People stretch the rules, bro. So you gotta think about those 13s, those 11s are getting punctured. Go ahead, man.
What I was saying was me questioning what we were talking about earlier is because I seen this map. We've had this conversation.
Yeah,
It's
plenty
like
of times.
it's hard for me to label the majority of people who fuck with for younger people mentally ill when we are actually on a higher tier
people move
of
to
most of the
California.
world.
Yeah, people move to California with that mindset. Like, you know, like they're used to being able to fuck 16-year-olds. They moved to Cali and fucking they get caught up with some bullshit. It's their fault. You gotta follow new rules in new state. But but that's
like,
crazy though.
Still, I'm just gonna point out that
I
the
agree.
youngest on this map is still 16.
I agree. I'm
The
talking about the
majority
world.
of the map is 16.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, the majority of the map is 16, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is mind fuck for you right there, bro. But it lets you know a lot about the California mind state. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's just like we shun motherfuckers heavy for fucking 17, heavy, okay? And it's like
The next state over.
The next state over. 17's a year. They're a year already good. They've been good. They've been
fucking legally for a year now.
Yeah.
for a year.
For a year.
That's fucked.
Yeah, so it's weird because like I was reading a blog about this couple that moved to California, or they didn't even move. They were visiting, and the dude was like 19, she was like 16, and he got locked up out here for a long time, and they were just visiting California. A couple. Fucked up shit. I think that's fucked up because it's like, come on. This is legal where I'm at. We're just here to visit some shit.
Yeah.
Or just say that's your cousins.
Yeah, exactly.
Do something,
But
man.
they
Save
probably-
yourself.
But they probably didn't know.
They probably got rolled up on like making out in the park.
Exactly.
They probably
The cops
didn't
was like,
know,
"How old's
man.
that girl?" Well, she's 16. How old are you? Oh, I'm 19.
Boom.
Wrapped.
No questions.
Hands behind your back.
Right.
What?
No questions. No questions.
She's of consent. Not
And,
here.
and if the parents don't like it, it's a wrap for him too.
Oh.
If the parents never liked him, or you better hope you had a
Yeah,
good
see,
relationship.
that's what I've always seen fuck people up in California is if the parents don't like the dude, he's fucked. He's
because
done.
I've known people who were, you know, that he was a senior and she was a sophomore, and then he graduates and they're still dating,
Man.
but because the parents don't like him, the minute she starts crying or whatever for some, you know, relationship shit, they're ready to call the police on him. Like, you leave my daughter alone.
The high
You're out of
school, the high school I went to, our like little town right there had this crew of just like the most degenerate fucking humans I've ever known in my life. Just degenerates. And like I'm talking like 33-year-old men living with their parents, like not working, not doing shit, no ambition, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And like 3 of them dated friends of mine in high school
Mm-hmm.
when I was like a freshman and a sophomore.
Yeah, see, there are those
Raising
guys.
kids, nigga.
There are those guys that still troll the high school 6 years removed out of high school. Those guys that show up to the high school games still and shit. They're still those guys, bro.
Motherfuckers be raising kids, bro.
And going to the high school games.
I got a homie that's y'all age that has a baby with an 18-year-old right now.
But
And she
it's
turned
legal.
18 a couple years ago.
It's
I mean, a couple months ago.
it's legal.
It wasn't when they got knocked up.
Yeah, I know they should have moved the
The
Vegas.
pregnancy was illegal. The baby was legal.
Move to Vegas real quick. They could have did it. You know, they came back. They've been all straight. You know.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, man. It's definitely a motherfucker, bro.
Damn.
I just pause. Bad video settings. Please use keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Hold on. Anyway, yeah. So that's a mind fuck for you right there, though, bro.
Yeah, that's really a mind fuck. I'm kind of shook on that.
Yeah,
So,
the whole country. Look at the whole country.
Or the whole world, you mean?
Look at the whole world. My bad.
Man, it's crazy that there's countries that don't have an answer.
9? That's what it was. 9.
Where is that?
Like Mexico, but I think that's 12.
No, this isn't that accurate because the other one has different colors in Mexico.
Yeah,
So this is not accurate. Let me go back. Let me find the real one real quick. Got a fucking. Where's the minus sign? There we go. Because I can't see the top of this bitch.
You gotta figure that out.
I figured. Oh yeah. I zoomed in a lot.
Yeah, that's all sorts of fucked up though. I can't believe there's anything on that map that's 9. It says 9 years old. Did we smoke that second blunt?
It wasn't. I can't do swishers anymore, man. What's up with the swishers now? I'm done with swishers.
Oh, it fell apart?
They're just whack now. They don't stick. They don't smoke well.
Oh.
They're trash.
About it, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit my bowl.
Raf's out of the game.
Look at this. Look at this. Okay, let me go back.
Woo! God damn. This shit is all stuck. Look at no law. I forgot that's what it was. This place is with no law.
That's what I was saying. No law, but you gotta be married.
No, it just says no law.
No, but you gotta be married.
So that one says must be married.
Because it has a circle. So the one with no law is pink right here with a circle in it. All the ones that are pink have a circle in it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, so the circle. Okay,
I haven't seen pink without the circle. Now that's when you got. that's the Amazon. That's the jungle, nigga. That's jungle law.
Yeah, I do see little dots on.
No, it's always a dot on the pink.
Okay. But just look at that, dude. I gotta kind of move. Oh, I can't see the number.
Yeah, I want to see the colors.
Oh yeah, I have to go back one time.
There you go. All right, cool.
Yeah, see how Mexico's all broken up with a bunch of different fucking greens and yellows.
Man, some of these are fucked up.
Yeah, like there's a speck of 18 in Mexico. You see?
Fucking Argentina's 13.
Yep. Yeah, the whole South America's fucked.
Yeah, Brazil's 14.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh,
little kid booty out there getting ran through.
phrases that shouldn't be said. God damn.
Just saying.
This nigga said pedophilia in Middle East is because it's allowed.
Yeah.
So it's not
look at
pedophilia.
Look at that. All
Yeah,
those
it is.
dots.
Not there, it's not. I mean,
but it is.
I mean, it's legal.
Yeah, it's legal. It's not rape, but it's pedophilia.
Yeah, it's legal pedophilia.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's all bad. I got respect for the Philippines right now with the fucking 19. I would rather see that right now than any of these other numbers. Look at China with 14. How's China pulling off 14?
Exactly. When they can't even fucking have more than one kid and they're so
Yeah.
and they're
What
hella
the
strict.
fuck are they doing?
They're hella strict. Would you see all those speck on top of Mexico? I mean, of Africa? That's Tanzania right there. A little speck.
Oh, that
It's
dark
20.
one?
It's 20, yeah.
It's the highest on the globe.
20, motherfucker.
Is Canada all 16?
Yeah.
The entire Canada is 16. Right over the border.
16 is the majority of the world.
Yeah,
Like,
16 is already like bothering me a lot less right now, but like I'm really not liking how much green there is on this map. There's a lot of green on this
map. There's a
map.
good amount of green for sure, yeah.
It definitely
Like,
is.
are we all seeing fucking, what is that country?
We're red.
Is that Iran?
You feel me?
Is that Iran with 13?
I think we're talking about the dot in the middle.
Yeah, with the green
Yeah,
dot
I
in the
think
middle.
that is Iran. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Iraq is 18.
Yep.
I wonder if we did that while we were there.
I mean, we barely 18. Where we at? What you mean?
It's fucking true. Fuck.
You mean did Cali do that?
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Look at Europe.
Yeah.
Look at Europe, man. A lot of yellow and green.
Russia.
All throughout
16.
Europe is yellow and green.
Yeah.
So I'm saying
Oh yeah, Europe. Yeah.
Europe is yellow and you don't see
There's
no red.
no 18 in Europe.
There's no.
Fucking Kazakhstan is one of the 18 countries.
Right there. What's that one over there? That long one over there. That's Turkey, right? That's Turkey, right? The red
Where?
one. The red one over there.
Next to China?
Oh, that's not Turkey. Well, I'm talking about this right here.
That's Turkey.
Yeah. So Turkey's.
The big one, I think, is Kazakhstan or something like that.
Yeah, Armenia is right here. Armenia is 16.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
But it's crazy though. Italy, you know what I'm saying? Look at Italy. Italy's motherfucking 14, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Germany's 14, my nigga. You got Spain is 13, my nigga. Madagascar is fucking 14.
It's crazy.
Australia.
Is that Ivory Coast, the big green one on the left of Africa? The dark green at the bottom?
This one?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, actually. I only know.
No, Ivory Coast is tiny.
40%. I like 40% of that. It might be one of these little small ones or something. Or it might be one.
I'm
of these
trying to figure out what
little small
country that is. I'm surprised South Africa is 16. That's fucked.
Yeah, man. I mean.
India. Oh.
Yep. 16 is like most of this map's orange. For sure.
Oh yeah, the majority of these countries are orange. That seems to be the globally most accepted age.
The only one not on there is Antarctica. I don't know why they didn't put
There's not humans there.
I mean, there's a small, tiny little fucking population.
Yeah, but they're like U.S. citizens, so U.S. law applies.
For sure. For sure. I mean, some of them niggas is from like Switzerland too, though. There's some people that live out there from Switzerland. I've seen a documentary about them for sure.
So I wonder if there's any 16-year-old Swedish girls working there next to 18-year-old American kids.
Yeah, because it's 16, right? Switzerland.
What the hell is that dark ass spot? What is that?
This one right here?
Yeah.
That's Tanzania right there.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about.
Oh,
the 20 years old.
Yep.
Gotta be old as fuck to have
It's
sex
the only
there.
one. It's the only one.
Yeah.
Look, Japan 13 out there. Look at South Korea 18. North Korea 15, nigga.
That's their public one. I doubt that's accurate.
I mean, who knows what the fuck they doing out there?
Exactly.
You just can't do shit.
So I'm surprised Japan is at 13.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising too. Cause
I know they got a schoolgirl thing out there, so that's really worrisome.
They're big about sex out there, so
sex is
they get
weird.
teachers is fucking students.
For sure.
Oh shit, teachers is fucking students in a lot of these countries.
Including America.
Yeah, including America. Fuck.
Where were these teachers, bro, when I was in school?
They were the
They
middle
18,
ones.
nigga. I mean, they gotta be 18 out here, so teachers ain't thinking twice in California.
But it's happening, though.
Yeah, you say that, but
not like it would be if it was in Nevada, nigga.
True.
In Nevada, you see a
True.
lot more hungry teachers trying to fuck kids, for sure. Why wouldn't it? It's legal.
But I think it's still you can get fired for it.
Well, no, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll look bad on your job, for sure.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna go to jail.
You're not
You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna go to jail. You're not going to jail. That
I
we
feel
know.
that. Yeah.
That's a big difference.
It's a
Because
big
you're not going to jail for 5 years. You're going to jail for 10.
There's a teacher slash, I'm not going to say what sport it was, but slash coach in my high school who was coaching, and he was, I want to say this without saying the sport. Basically, he was coaching a girl, and...
So volleyball.
Nah.
Softball. No,
Softball.
we're going to keep on pointing until you say, yeah, that's fucked up. Let's keep going, man. We're going to fuck this up.
And
It's instinct, I'm sorry.
I know, that's fucked up.
he was a track coach, goddammit. And...
I wasn't going to press it any
No, it's
further,
cool.
but okay.
And she graduated, and then a year later he shows up with her on his arm, and they've been married ever since. But he was her coach.
I see some shit like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we had a teacher at my school, Mr. Chi, and he was one of the football coaches. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. He was terrible. But he taught a couple math classes just because you have to teach a class if you're gonna teach football. And he was the football coach, and he was probably 32 when I started playing, and he had been there for 8 years. So he had started when he was 24. And his first year being a coach on that team, he started dating one of his students who graduated 2 years later and then had his kid. So they started dating when she was 15 and he was 24 while she was his student at high school. But she wasn't a football player, so they didn't meet in the sport. They definitely met in the classroom. And it's just ugh, that's gross.
Yeah, man.
They had but he'd come to games with her and their kids, and she was 5 years older than us.
You gotta live your truth, man.
Yeah, man. Should be legal in different places, man. So motherfuckers be having crazy mind states when they come out here, or just crazy mind states, period, because they know that a couple miles away it's different. So they just, but
drive over there for the weekend.
Yeah, but man, we could do a whole podcast on this goddamn subject.
Yeah, do you want to pull another card?
Fuck it.
Palate cleanser.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Then we'll get you some news too in a minute.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Who knew news?
Yeah, who knew news?
Who knew news? I like that.
That's our
yeah,
news
thank
section.
Raph for that one.
Who knew news?
Stroke of genius.
That's some rap shit. Alright, let's see. If there was a physical box of happiness, would you go inside and stay forever?
Fuck no.
Why not though?
Because happiness doesn't mean anything if you can't also feel sadness.
That's weird. That's a weird statement. Because
you've already felt sadness right now.
No, but like, if all I experience is happiness, that happiness will dull. It will become there's without anything to challenge it. There's nothing like.
What if it didn't though? What if it just
perfect glee for the rest of eternity?
Yeah, you'd be fucking like considered mental illness.
Yeah. Yeah.
He fucking won't stop smiling. Fucking goddamn it, there's something wrong with his fucking brain. Like,
he got in a car accident. He was hella happy.
He came out of season and shit. Like, mom dies. You're like having this shit. Like, god damn. That's crazy as fuck. I know somebody like that right now that I kind of seeing that. He's too goddamn happy. Like, you motherfucker, you.
Yeah, being in a box of happiness would be.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I just don't want to live in a box forever.
I feel that.
Confines would bug me like that.
But what if that box?
But you're happy, so you would.
What if that box was? What if that box was full of happiness? Everything that makes you happy, and you have windows so you can look out.
You know why you don't have windows? Because that's what would make you happy.
To look out.
So anything in that box.
No, but what would make me happy would be to leave that box.
You have like video games. You have a computer. You can make beats all day in there.
Sure, sounds great. I'm gonna want to walk out one time.
You have Dr. Dre in there the whole time.
All right, I'm already in a box all the goddamn time happy.
So you never leave this house. When we have the festival, we have it in your fucking room.
Man, yep. Hell yeah, fuck it. Or y'all can just do it wherever, and we can just like
live stream it. And
I'll be like fucking like do a hologram or something, like a video hologram, Facebook video hologram. Hey, I bet you my phone gonna be able to do that soon. This goddamn phone I got is crazy. It should do a lot of shit, bro.
I actually don't think you're too far off with like a Facebook video hologram thing happening in the next few years. We're not far from that.
Do you think you can just go out and recreationally buy a hologram machine?
Not really.
No?
Not really, not yet.
I bet you can buy the shit that can do it.
I'm sure the military has it.
I bet you can buy the shit that can do it, though, and you just gotta figure it out yourself.
Or pay somebody to make
it. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta find out, like, what it takes to make one.
You know how lit, you know how much of a story that would be? This is Mozenraff traveling the country. If it's just the holograph, you just book yourself all over. I think it would be a news story. Like, who is this person? But it's just a fucking hologram.
Oh, dude, like, you don't even show up at venues.
That's what I'm saying, you don't show up. Streets. You just have people just set you up.
It's just a fucking hologram. And just spit shit. And
thou shalt not hate.
Out of yourself.
Thou shalt not hate. Thou shalt not hate. And this nigga's watching himself from here.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna do a show in Tokyo. And then just do it, you know?
Exactly.
Put it on Eventbrite and just wait for that day. That day
you don't even fucking publicize it. Just show up.
Just do it now.
Just send your hologram to some big show already happening and steal the microphone.
Now, you know what would be tight? What would be tight is if I had... I'm about to spill the greatest invention ever right now.
Alright.
You know those small, little, tiny, like... Okay, you know like a little fly, right? You know how they got those robotic flies, those remote control robotic flies, they're like spy cameras?
Mm-hmm.
So, but instead of a camera, it will project the hologram. That way, I can sneak anywhere I fucking want. So think about like, if Jay-Z has a concert, right? I can just and then destroy his concert and just start spitting in and just disappear. Nobody would know where it came from because it came from a little small fly and it just disappeared. That's hard.
That's
I need
dope.
that. I need
That's
that.
dope.
I need that. I need one of those.
That's the episode of Black Mirror, right
It's
there.
fucking genius, bro. A little fly that can project fucking anything that's like 8 feet to 8 feet. Like you just fucking project it. You can get anywhere.
So it's a little small drone.
You can rob a bank like that. as long as it can like.
No, but
as long as it can hold something,
Now we're over here cloning people.
Man.
My thing is, as soon as that technology exists and is available to anyone in the mainstream, no. As soon as it does, if it does, they're already gonna have security systems in place to just cut that shit right the fuck out, because they're already having this conversation with themselves, trying to make money off the company making the fucking flies.
No, that's the reason why there's no flying cars. I feel because they got to come up with a whole entire new system in order if they.
Oh man, flying cars would be a fucking tactical nightmare.
No, they'd have to figure that out because they haven't figured this out because we are crashing and dying every day.
Oh yeah.
So these
like,
motherfuckers
you
now,
think flying would be better?
Bro.
Like where you're going on a whole nother axis
God
with some of
damn.
these LA drivers? We're all gonna die.
God damn.
Yeah.
Like I said, bro.
God damn.
And ain't gonna be no traffic though. It's too much air.
And how many times have you been on the street and be like, damn, I wish I had a truck just to ride over this shit and get out of traffic? You're flying. What's holding you back from just being like, fuck this traffic and just
There's gonna
flying
be some
out?
electrical force fields that'll shut your vehicle down or some shit. Like
I know, right?
If you go like,
oh, like yeah,
they gonna come up with some
there'll,
bullshit.
there'll be like electric walls on the sides that you just can't hit.
What would be the point of having a flying car? Keep me on the ground.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but
That's why
like,
we don't have flying cars,
the thing,
bro.
if they do have flying cars, it could be like 100 stories of freeway. It'd
Yeah.
always be open
True.
lanes,
But you don't
and
even
they'd
do-
be able to like robotically put you where everything is already
even
fucking
do that
open.
now?
There's never traffic.
You don't even do that now?
No.
We can
Do
have.
you know what it would take to fucking build that much fucking concrete where you had 100
like it
floors
takes-
of fucking
I feel like it
freeway?
would take more to do the flying car shit up in the sky.
Nah, because that could be projected. With the cars, you just fucking use the
Projected
directions.
though. That means the stuff on the ground. Are you projecting from the sky or are you projecting from the ground?
Huh?
Are you projecting?
Like the
from-
lights up on the that you would.
Where's
like,
the projection
blocking
coming
you off?
from? The ground?
Yeah, probably the
Or
ground.
so then you got to protect that from anybody stopping that.
Sure.
So then
We gotta stop. We gotta protect the fucking place that controls all the traffic switches right now.
like I feel like I feel like we can make the 5 freeway a double story. A double story.
Oh yeah,
freeway.
but that's a double story. I'm talking hundreds of stories
And then
because
you-
there's
and
so
then
much fucking sky.
And you, just
And you
build
only
onto
need like
it.
40 fucking feet for each layer. You could go 1,000 feet and already have a shitload of layers.
And then but you gotta make like fucking vertical lanes. Like you know what I mean? Like, cause people are gonna be going up, so you gotta have like vertical. You gotta figure out vertical lanes too.
Oh, for sure.
That's gonna be weird as fuck. That's why we're not gonna ever have flying cars anytime soon. Cause they got some shit that really they gotta figure that one out.
Oh, we would need perfect automated driving to have that work pretty much.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
And plus, oil and gas rule this country right now. So
they're not letting that go.
They're not letting.
Fuck big oil.
You
Just wanna
know what I'm
say that one
saying?
time.
So
Man, we should have been let that go years ago. Man, what the fuck we doing, man? We burning up our world for nothing because these niggas want to. Man, these bastards. You already got everything they want. There's nothing that Bush hasn't done. I'm sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel you.
Like you know what I mean? Like you don't need to make any more fucking money. You're good. Anyway, I just say that because he was the one that like started the whole that Clean Energy Act or whatever, where they added a 200% tax to anything coming into America that had to do with clean energy. This was a way long ass time ago, and they just keep renewing.
No, I remember
They
that.
just keep renewing that same policy. They just keep renewing it.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing. You know, every president has renewed it since.
For sure.
It's just stupid. It's stupid. Yeah, but it's okay though because you know, Akon got all that shit that China tried to give us. That's why China had all that equipment and shit. They tried to give it to us. So Akon just ended up buying it off, and now he's just taking it to Africa.
Is that how he got the stuff for Africa?
Well, that's how they already had the stuff already. They already had it. Yeah, they already had the shit made already for us and for the UK, and we both denied it.
Akon's over there. Shout out to Akon.
So they just have
Yeah,
warehouses
seriously,
full
shout
of
out to
serious
Akon.
shit.
That's like a really fucking sly business move right there. Go like, oh, the U.S. government ain't trying to get this? All right, I got you. Let me pay you half of what they were going to pay you just because now you just want to make some money off of it.
Exactly.
And then fucking go do it for my people. That's fucking hard.
Yeah.
That's fucking hard.
He tried to do it at first in a different way, but then it got really bad with politics. And then,
Politics will do that.
yeah, like a certain countries, like in a way, own other countries in a way. So like when you're trying to do some shit in a certain country, like other countries will come. What the fuck you doing? Like, he was very vague, like how I am. Like that's how he was talking about it, because he was talking about it on Vlad, but he was very like he was scratching the surface, but you could tell he got into some shit. Like, but then when he got into China's arms, everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
He got that $1 billion line credit line.
Damn.
$1 billion credit line.
And you know what's the name getting that too? The dude from I forgot his name, the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Oh really? For what?
For retiring. China's gonna take over that place.
So they give that fool a lot of credit to retire.
Yeah. They're basically like retiring. They're basically giving him a retiring check, and they're gonna take over the Jamaica.
Yeah, I was hearing about that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always keep tabs on that, bro. We can pull some of that shit up right now.
China's taking over
fucking
Jamaica.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're already down there. Like that's already the secondary language, Mandarin, in Jamaica.
They've been buying up property, like like Chinese companies and the government have been buying the fuck out of property out in fucking Jamaica and a lot of different island nations throughout the world.
Yeah, just slowly taking it over.
Yeah, slowly buy up those fucking pieces of land because they're playing off like international naval law, which essentially says that like the ocean belongs to whoever has certain coasts, and essentially when it comes to islands and stuff, you get like a certain number of miles off the coast, and that's how you can like own whole coastlines of the world. And China's kind of placing themselves in a position where they own all that shit. That's kind of their like foreign policy right now. Is taking over a bunch of little islands and a bunch of like island countries and a bunch of smaller nations, and just turning them into bases for them to have trade rights to all the fucking water.
And military.
Reach. Also, yeah.
Military reach for sure too.
But
But it's crazy how like they're doing Jamaica because that's like the first one that's kind of big. Like even though it's still small, but that's a big deal because of the tourists and the money that they make there is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up the bobsled team or the track team, please. I hope that does not fuck up none of that.
Man, I'm pretty sure China will keep everything native.
They'll probably be running damn near the same, except now there's just going to be some changes as to who's getting the chunk of the money.
Who's the president of the bobsled team going to be Chinese? You know what I'm saying? He probably already is. Like,
damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. You know where I first heard that? From the last time what's the name was in the Breakfast Club?
Angela Rye?
No, the black dude that we always talking about. I don't know why I can't think of his fucking name right now for some weird ass reason.
Based on love?
No, the nigga that always be talking about the fucking government and fucking all this shit, man. Umar, yeah. Dr. Umar was talking about this shit. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. And he made me like, I have to pause the video and, do more research. Because, there's this thing that happens nowadays where just people just say things, just talk out their ass or just sound like they know what they're saying. So I always do like a little extra little research. Kind of like how you do too. You gotta double check motherfuckers. Like,
I'm bad about that.
Yeah, because I be on that heavy. So like, and I was like, oh shit. Like when I was looking at some of this shit, like, there's a lot of people talking about that shit, man. That shit, the people of Jamaica are pissed. It's basically like they like you sold us out like type shit, and he's on some shit where I got this unlimited credit line. I think it's unlimited credit line. I don't even think it's like $1 billion. I think it's unlimited or some shit. It's like crazy. It's like
just like spending whatever the fuck.
It's like just get the fuck out of here. Like here, just get out of here. Yeah. Whatever you need, we got you for the next 5 generations of your family. Just get the fuck out of here.
That's such a fucking crazy concept.
Dude, that is insane. Like you run a country and then you got this massive superpower country come in and buy out the president. Like, what does the army do about that? Like, isn't there an army there? Like, what do they like? He sold them out. He sold them out, basically, because it's not like he's giving any money to any of the people. He's taking that and he's out.
My family's good for 5 generations.
I don't think he did that yet, though. I think it's like about to happen, though.
You can't still be out there living. He has to be out the country at least.
I don't know what's going on. Like, that's why
you can't be moving around.
I know what's going on, but that's why I said let's look because I haven't seen
post some shit up.
The today of it. Like I don't know what's happening. Like the now of it. Like how it stands because it's been a small minute since I've seen anything.
Just a small minute, not a big one.
Not a big one. Just a small minute.
It's a small minute.
I would, I don't know, a couple weeks, probably be a small minute for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Some other crazy
Yeah,
shit.
China on some shit though. They're really financially stable because they just run the whole country like a fucking business. But like their living conditions are terrible in a lot of places. It's just like, but as far as their government goes, they're fine on cash.
So
At any given moment, the
green.
U.S. owes them like $9 trillion. It's stupid. At any given moment, we're that in debt to just China, not overall, to just China.
After 3 years of construction, a Chinese-built tollroad has opened on the island country of Jamaica. The project marks the largest Chinese investment to date in the Caribbean. Officials say there is more to come.
Bless up, I don't know, says I and I live on much love and respect to everyone out here. Right now, I come to burn a piece of fire for some licky people out there. You understand? Some of them call themselves government. As a youth, I grew up, I always say black people sell out black people in Africa. And so I love black people. I always say nothing else. I lie them at on black people. Until history start repeat itself, until I see the land we call who we own, I see black people who own black people and sell we out. The people them down a Brownstone, them a bad. You understand? Them say they can't compete with the Chinese them down there. You understand? Brownstone gonna be the first Chinese town. You understand? The few black business people them will leave down there. Them say they can't come.
Is pissed off right here.
Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you my awesome new Wix website. It's got everything I love all in one place.
The first Chinese colony. This is long as fuck though.
Yeah, can we pull up like a
Hello?
box video?
Good night, caller.
Man, it's fucking...
Your phone, Lindy. Your phone lower.
We still need something else, I think.
For sure.
From which?
There's just there.
You look like he goes, is this Chinese takeover?
55 years after our independence from Britain, many Jamaicans are concerned that we are once again undergoing a new form of colonialism, a form of economic colonialism by Chinese businesses operating in Jamaica. Nowhere is this more evident than in the construction sector, where Czech and the 14 or so other companies, Chinese companies that now operate in that sector, have controlled at least 50% of the sector. And this is by the estimates of industry professionals.
Unfortunately, almost up to half of the labor now employed on construction is Chinese, which is the same reason why the small entrepreneurial Jamaican, who invariably is an engineer or similarly qualified to work in the industry, are mostly unemployed.
They do this through unfair competition. And why do they say unfair competition? Basically, for 4 reasons. First, most of these companies are either 100% or majority controlled by the Chinese government, giving them virtually unlimited resources.
Yes, we were invited by the UDC to be informed about the MOU that the Prime Minister had announced, the MOU that would have enabled a Chinese entity to design all of downtown, including the government buildings, at no cost to Jamaica. We asked for the MOU, were advised that it would take us 30 days. After about maybe 45 or 60 days, we still hadn't gotten it. However, the architects eventually got a meeting with the Prime Minister himself, and within 2 days of that meeting, we got the MOU. And of course, the MOU says that the Chinese will be paid $1 million US. So we have moved from free to $1 million.
Secondly, they come into Jamaica typically on the basis of concessionary financing for a government project. And they get all sorts of duty concessions on imported machinery and equipment, and they get to buy local building inputs free of GCT. They then use these concessions and this machinery and equipment to compete for private sector projects. So they have an advantage over local contractors.
Our country is.
So they over there just doing whatever the fuck they want, basically. Because you don't never hear about Chinese motherfuckers out of nowhere just coming over with big machinery over here doing shit. But I don't know what fucking.
Chinese owned Jamaica. Look at Dr. Umar. That was a quick video. Let's do that one. He's gonna break it down.
Oh yeah, this is probably one of the like me.
What is going on, the YouTuber? So I'm sure you've all heard it, maybe once or twice in your lifetime, that China owns Jamaica. But that haunted reality came up big one. I'm sure you've all heard it, maybe once or twice in your lifetime, that China owns Jamaica. But that haunted reality became a bit more apparent when this man opened his mouth.
The Chinese pretty much own Jamaica. I mean, the Jamaican government is giving them concessions, land concessions. They're building hotels, beach resorts. They're building 2 schools for the Japanese, for the Jamaicans. And what the Jamaicans have to give them in turn is the right to certain lands, the right to certain waterways. And if it doesn't stop, Jamaica, ironically, the land of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley, will be the first Chinese colony in the Caribbean.
So that's world-renowned psychologist Dr. Umar Johnson speaking on the Breakfast Club to the fact that the Chinese they're pretty much the new Christopher Columbus, offering trinkets, aka roads and infrastructure development in exchange for massive lands. And you want to know why this is particularly happening here in Jamaica?
Because the black bourgeoisie leadership in both Africa and the Caribbean, they don't have to live with the consequences of the economic decisions they make. So if I'm the president of Jamaica, okay, and China says, listen, we're going to give you $1 million in retirement. We're going to build you a retirement home, but we want this, this, and this. And you can loan as much money as you want. You can borrow as much money from the Bank of China as you want. I'm going to be set by the time I leave office. But what about my nation?
It was just recently that it became public knowledge that the China Harbour Engineering Company is to acquire 1,200 acres of prime real estate land. And I'm sure most of you are going to say it's a business transaction and the development comes at a cost. But at what cost, really? Do our government or the power that be think about future projection?
Jamaica will be struggling for the next 50 and 75 years because of bad economic decisions from selfish leaders today.
Go downtown any day of the week and take a good look and you'll see the huge disparity between black and Chinese owned businesses. It's disgusting. Like, someone would never say black people lazy and will fight against each other, but when the government sets sanctions and tariffs so that can benefit the Chinese as opposed to its own people, that's not playing on a fair ball field. That's what I think, anyway. Hell, what do I know? I'm just a YouTube vlogger. But you know what? Kabaka Pyramid really said something that resonated in my heart. Take a listen.
Both island where the Chinese own, no, Jamaica is a Chinese loan. I tell you, well done, Mr. Politician Man.
We all know that China is a very overpopulated country. And of course, with its excesses, they are spreading across the globe like cancer, particularly in Africa. According to Umar, on a post he made on Twitter, at least 500 South African schools is to be taught Mandarin over the next 5 years.
Jesus Christ.
Of course, you know I'm here for everybody. And if this kind of thing don't interest you, maybe this will.
Nasha, hey, go down there, son. Nasha, go down there, son. I'm going to see them sister shop.
Shameful, distracting, and a bit entertaining. But anyway, people, that is my 2 cents for today. Do remember to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel. Until next time, peace.
Well done, Mr. Politician Man. You done a wonderful job at tear down with country demolition, man.
That song is hard, man. The Chinese, we said the Jamaica is now.
You done a wonderful job at.
Hey, that was hard though. Anyway, yeah, man.
That video was like done really well.
I'm subscribing to this motherfucker.
Yeah, please do.
You seem like he's funny though. You was dying when it first came up.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I was supposed to Dr. Umar.
I know. Because the thumbnail.
The thumbnails. Damn thumbnails.
You got motherfuckers. But yeah, man, that's an interesting thing right there, man. Motherfucking China. They're getting closer and closer to the United States.
Is that the Who knew new news?
No, we gotta go on Facebook and get that.
Oh, okay.
So let's do that.
Okay.
Who knew?
Who knew new news? We gotta go on
Who
Facebook.
knew new news?
Who knew?
Why did we even start talking about that though? What made us start talking about that?
We were talking about pedophilia.
Was
and then-
was that still that
I
conversation?
don't know. I don't think so. I think you got a question, didn't you? Happiness? Box of happiness?
Yeah, how did box happiness turn to that? God damn!
Crazy conversation. This is the Great Privilege Podcast. I can't link it.
Yeah, I can't.
I
How
can't
did we
link
get
it.
on that?
I can't link it.
That's gonna be fun to watch later because I totally forgot how we turned.
Box of happiness.
And then all of a sudden we were talking about Jamaica and China.
Yeah, man. Shit.
That's
Crazy.
a gap.
Crazy.
All right, so shit. I'm over here in the news right here. Trending news. Let's do it. All right, so the first one. California says it will ban crude oil, right?
Yeah.
From Trump offshore drilling plan. All right, California's always trying to go against fucking Trump.
Pretty much.
They don't get us in trouble, man. We just make it alone.
But I'm also glad they're doing that because like the offshore drilling is just that we don't really have the tech to do it right yet.
Yeah, but they're gonna force that in. I've never seen. I'm not gonna say never, but it's rare that when shit gets banned and shit, they always overrule it. Like I mean, they over here overruling fucking treaties with fucking Native Americans and shit. Like these motherfuckers don't give a fuck. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how they respond to that. You know.
I feel you, but I feel like there's definitely like as far as like judgments wise, I feel like we can definitely rely a little more on state law than we can on like old treaties. Like current state law versus old treaties, I think like there's a difference in how much one can be enforced. You know what I mean? Because we do successfully shut down certain businesses from opening up in California based on like the carbon emission plan and shit like that.
So what you're telling me is that California has a better chance in banning this shit than the Native Americans have with the treaty.
Oh, for sure.
That's fucking sad.
Oh, I know it's sad. I'm just saying that that's definitely the case.
It's fucking sad. Anything you gotta say about that, Brandon?
That's just sad, bro. I
That's
just think
some
about Sandrock
sad-ass
and how
shit.
much. Wow.
That's some sad ass shit right there.
But you're right. California's always going against Trump for everything. So
Oh,
it's not-
anything he
it's
does,
not-
we'll do the opposite
Yeah,
just to
it's-
say fuck you.
It's not surprising.
Which
at all.
is, yeah.
It's not surprising. You know, you wouldn't give that nigga air if he needs it.
Well, we'll see how far this goes. You know?
Yeah. Hopefully it's successful.
Shit's crazy. Alright, so no evidence of attack in Texas. Death of Border Patrol agent. FBI. I don't know anything about this shit. What happened? Somebody got murdered. El Paso, Texas. There was no evidence of an attack that led to the off-duty death of this patrol agent. So they basically, there's just nothing.
36 dead of blunt force trauma, the cause of which has not been determined. So he got hit with some type of little object.
Or he fell into some big old object.
Yeah, he fell into something.
He might have just hit his head really hard on something and gotten blunt force trauma to his skull.
Well, I feel like whatever that would be around if that was the case. Like he wouldn't, unless he like hit it and then walked a lot of ways away from where he hit his head, and then passed out.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, it says to date, none of the more than 650 interviews completed. Location search or evidence collected and analyzed have preceded evidence that would support the existence of the scuffle. My eyes are watery. That's why I'm part of this. I told you I can read from way back
Yeah, you
here.
can. You got it.
My shit's just watery right now, so it's really hard.
Could you zoom in a little, maybe? Because I'm having a hard time reading it even right here.
I have like crazy eyes, bro.
Yeah, I got contacts, and
I'm
even
right, I
those
can
get a
see
little
like
dry.
fucking crazy. It's
We've
weird.
been smoking.
The only reason why I know I can see is because motherfuckers be like, I can't see it, and it'd be like clear as day. Like, how would you mean? Alright, so shit, yeah, man. This is crazy. The FBI, it's probably some inside shit, man. You know how these niggas are? They gotta type something up for the people. Because these motherfuckers our technology is too gas, too fire for these motherfuckers to be coming up with excuses like this. Come on, man. 650 interviews, all the places search. Like, they already know what's up. They just have to give this to this. I don't even know anything about the story. I'm just saying, like Like the track record of this country, bro, and the shit they were doing, especially to blacks and Mexicans and shit. His last name was Martinez.
Except for head injuries and broken bones.
The agent who survived
told
the dispatcher.
Yeah.
At the time of the he was hurt, he quoted, "We ran into a culvert."
What is a culvert?
And I ran into a culvert. I don't know what a culvert is.
Look that up.
Yeah, we got a culvert.
Search with Google. Alright.
Oh, you never set it up on the computer before.
Probably not.
Give it a second. Oh, man. I think it's set up now. It's just a dictionary app. Oh, come on. Wonky.
A tunnel carrying a stream or
Tunnel carrying a stream or open
drain under a road or railroad. So the tunnel.
So they both ran into a fucking like ditch that was like a fucking tunnel under the train, and hit their head, and one of them died.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's crazy. You get out of that though. That's crazy. Crazy shit, dog. Motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess. Kind of crazy.
There we go. Black Lives Matters activist is fatally shot in Louisiana. God damn.
Shit.
By the cops or what?
I don't know.
Nah, because that would have been in the headline if it was about a cop. It was a cop.
Okay, activist who he went what? Fuck out of here. Okay, he went viral for trying to take down a Confederate flag during a protest on live TV and was fatally shot in Louisiana on Tuesday, according to the police. Damn.
Oh shit, Heaton? I fucked that up.
Heaton, Mokajan?
His name is M-E-M. Moye. Last name is Moye.
Just call me M, my nigga. M. Moye, who was also known as...
Oh, what? Also known as
Baja.
the same shit.
Jesus, look at the A on that word.
Yeah, that nigga's on some other shit. He was shot in the thigh riding his bicycle around 1:25 a.m.
He says blood loss according to his niece. Who said the GoFundMe page. Please do not release any information. Arrested and charged with disorderly conduct last year, trying to snatch a photo.
Oh, I've seen that video.
It's captured alive. Oh, so he wasn't out there doing the activist thing right now. He was just out
That's
there
what he went viral for.
No,
Yeah.
He shot that nigga. He caught him slipping.
Right.
He by yourself and you a bitch.
Someone just shot him while he was riding by on his fucking motorcycle.
Yeah, he was a Black Lives Matter leader.
Bicycle, not even a motorcycle. Bicycle.
He was arrested and charged.
Just bicycle. Damn.
Yeah, bicycle.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
At 1:25 a.m. So he was right around early. Yeah. They caught him slipping.
Yeah, someone wanted him dead, found him, and was like, "Oh, what's up?"
Moya was captured on a live news broadcast, launching himself across police tape, grabbing the flagpole, and trying to wrestle it away from a protester outside of the College of Charleston.
Great video.
Yeah.
Damn, man, people are fucked up. So he just got murdered.
Yeah, it sounds like they were looking for him.
I mean,
or recognized him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that nigga right there.
Oh, it means Louisiana, so that might not be too far off.
There's that nigga. God damn, is that chocolate face? What is that?
This is early Britain. Had dark skin.
Oh yeah, I seen this story. They're just talking about early Britain.
Oh,
and dark
Britain
skin.
and shit. No, yeah.
The
That's
first.
because Britain was connected to Africa. All that shit was connected to Africa, nigga. Like.
Oh come on, that shit like Lil Duval. Come on, man.
Oh, it's bad.
BBC News. That's just a picture. That's in an article.
That like a man.
Am I zoomed into much or something?
This is what people look like in Western Europe and Britain 10,000 years ago. Not what we would have expected.
Not what we would expect. Have you not been reading history?
I talk about this shit all the time. Jack don't believe that though. Jack doesn't believe that Britain was connected to Africa.
This is
like. I said you don't believe that Britain was connected to Africa.
What do you mean by connected though?
Like. At one point,
I'm Chris Stringer. I'm a research leader in human origins at the Natural History Museum in London. And I'm holding here this wonderful reconstructed head of Cheddar Man. And I've been studying the skeleton of Cheddar Man for some 40 years or so. And now with DNA technology, we've got the whole genome of Cheddar Man. And here we've got a scientific reconstruction of what he looked like. We've got his hair form, his skin, his blue eyes, and that dark skin colour, that combination really striking. And getting out of here information about his biology, the fact that, for example, he couldn't digest milk because that came in with the advent of farming after the time of Cheddar Man. So we're getting his whole biology, how he relates to people in Europe at the time, and how he relates to people in Britain now.
What's his win? So you're not a historian?
No,
or you're just trying to pacify people who don't know?
No, it's just not in the fucking books, that's why. They fucking didn't put that in the books. So no one believes this shit. Look at that shit, man. Nigga, that shit crazy.
You know, the part they're most likely just stripping on the fucking eyes.
They had to give him blue eyes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, though. There's a lot of people like that. It wasn't just one person. There's a lot of people like that. There's people like that now, though. That's crazy.
But like a lot, like there's not that much.
No, I mean, it's not like a whole army.
Like even most of the light-skinned people I know have brown eyes or hazel eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're there though. I even know a guy that has one blue eye, one brown eye. I went to high school with him.
Oh yeah, no, I know a couple of people with like the husky eyes.
He's darker than me, which is crazy. I got him on Facebook. I can pull him up.
Yeah, that's a perfect. I'm not calling your bluff on that.
I'm pulling him up, motherfucker. No, that's just hilarious. All right, let's see what we got, man. We got a couple more left. Oh, let me change the order and shit. That's crazy. What's this? Trump wants a military parade, but not everyone is in step. Oh my God! So this nigga, wait. So this nigga really trying to do the Kim Jong-un shit.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
That's what that is, a military parade. He wants to show off his military power. That's exactly what a military parade is. That's all it is. It's not for us, it's for other countries.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan.
Why does he want? He said, but not everyone is in step. What does he mean by that?
Because not everyone wants to goose step. That's probably the joke the fucking Times is making.
I can't wait to see this video right now. This is crazy. Trump wants to actually do that Kim Jong-un shit. Because what other country does that? I know Japan used to do that. Well, Russia. I mean, not Japan. I mean, Germany. Germany used to do that, but I don't know about fucking. They do that like now? Like, sure.
President Trump says he wants a military parade. His inspiration? This. France's annual Bastille Day festivities commemorate a turning point in the French Revolution more than 200 years ago. The Pentagon says it's exploring options for the president, but military parades also come loaded with history. Yes, they can be celebrations, but they're also used by dictators to strike fear into civilians. The US has used parades to celebrate military achievements in the past. In 1946, soon after World War II ended, a victory parade was held on Fifth Avenue in New York. America celebrated again in Washington in 1991 after claiming victory in the First Gulf War. Both parades featured troops and tanks, but they were one-offs, designed to celebrate, not intimidate. In other parts of the world, though, that's not always the case. North Korea regularly parades new ballistic missiles and goose-stepping soldiers around its capital. In theory, it's to celebrate various milestones, but in a police state where applause is essentially mandatory, the effect is also to instill fear, both at home and abroad. China, too, likes to flex its military muscles, with highly synchronized troop formations marching beside columns of tanks. At this event in 2017, President Xi Jinping is in uniform among thousands of troops. It was to celebrate 90 years since the People's Liberation Army was created, but it was also political theatre. At the time, Xi was trying to solidify his leadership for another term. Russia's annual Victory Day parade commemorates the defeat of the Nazis, but it also highlights its global ambitions. In 2017, for the first time, air defense missile systems were painted in the white camouflage colors of the Arctic, emphasizing the country's expanding reach into oil-rich regions. Who knows what a US parade will look like, if it happens? The White House says it wants to thank America's troops, but a president showcasing his military might without a current war victory to celebrate risks sending the wrong message.
Look at that face.
He's an ugly motherfucker.
He just has to decide what. I mean, we just have to
He's
figure out
got
what
the
order,
smuggest face in human history to me.
I mean, I'm just saying we need to know what the reason is though behind the parade. You feel me? Like
He just wants to flex his dick, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he wants to cock slap the world with like
the same reason why he
a
dropped
whole
that.
like 30 minutes of just nukes going.
he said, he wants to cock slap the world.
The same reason why he dropped that.
Oh, that's like
that
all
mother
this
of
Trump
all bombs.
presidency is to him is him cock slapping the world.
Bro, he dropped.
Like he's always wanted to do this. Like he just fuck everyone.
This
Dropped
nigga
the
said,
Moab.
cock slap the world. It's hilarious as fuck.
Nigga didn't do that shit.
Well, all right, man. Shit. Let's see. We got like 3 more. I'm writing 3 more. I'm not gonna click anymore because this should be changing. All right, Tesla posts its worst quarterly loss ever. I mean, what are they putting out right now? I mean, no one's fucking buying those cars anymore.
What about the flamethrowers?
What?
They have flamethrowers.
I can buy one of those.
I think.
It's probably like what? It's probably $3,000 or some shit.
Look it up. I'm pretty sure they put out flamethrowers.
Hey, okay, let's all
because Elon Musk was like making jokes on Twitter about like building a fucking zombie fucking augmented reality game in a big ass warehouse and then letting you use flamethrowers to attack them and
Elon
some
Musk
shit.
has too much money.
He has so much money and so many dorky ideas. I love this man.
He's trying to make all your video games come to life.
Yeah, I'm so cool with that. I want him to fuck around.
Yeah, until people start murking
Like,
each
he's
other.
smart and he has money. Yeah, let him do his thing. I'm 100% down with smart people who have money just having fun.
Who's got more money, Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg?
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg, easily. Oh, for sure.
That much is it. Yeah,
Mark Zuckerberg is like one of the richest people on earth.
Wait, what'd you say? Repeat that. What was y'all think? What was y'all just saying?
Who would have more money, Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg? But it's just not even close.
You saying Mark Zuckerberg has more money than Elon Musk? I'm willing to check that. I mean, SpaceX, bro. That's worth a lot of fucking money.
I'll check it right now.
But Facebook, I mean, that nigga Zuckerberg. I mean, I'm not saying who has more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I said I would like to see the numbers on that. I don't want to just walk. I can't just.
You can't just accept it without checking that.
Yeah, that nigga Elon Musk got bread, nigga.
Okay, so Mark Zuckerberg's net worth is about $72.7 billion.
$72.7 billion. All right, Elon Musk probably. I don't think he's.
Elon Musk is probably around 11.
I don't think he's there at 70 billion.
Maybe 30. I don't know.
He's not at 70 billion.
Nah,
he's not 70 billion.
Elon Musk is at $20.7 billion. Though.
Okay, for sure.
Okay.
Very respectable.
Exactly.
He's got $20 billion with a B.
No, yeah, for sure. I just when you said 70, I already knew. He had him.
Yeah, that's why I say Mark Zuckerberg for sure. That dude's one of the richest men on earth.
But SpaceX is on his way.
Oh, don't get me wrong. SpaceX is lit.
It's on its way of making the fastest.
Whatever that fucking rocket they were sending that looked like that a few months back, they're on some shit. I'm excited.
Yeah, Mark's gonna have to come up with some new shit.
Didn't they just launch something yesterday? SpaceX? My mom was watching. She texted me that. It was in Florida, though. They launched out before that.
Oh, yeah. I saw some pictures. Oh, there was memes going around about that this morning. That's what those were about. I saw a bunch of memes making fun of, like, there was a control room for something, and there was no women in the room.
Oh, wow.
Like, I mean, it's a matter of who's going to school to learn fucking mechanical engineering and jet fuel programming. Like, that's just a culture thing. You don't see women going like, yeah, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
Hey, you know what's crazy though?
Huh.
Have you ever played Advanced Warfare? Call of Duty Advanced Warfare?
No, I never played that one.
Okay, so like Kevin Spacey's in that.
Yeah,
it's like a fucking. Let me finish though before you throw in rape jokes. No, seriously. Like the thing that's crazy is like fucking the plot of the show. I mean the plot of the game. The storyline is there's this company, you know, we could say it's like SpaceX. Like there's a company, but they're a military company. They make military weapons and shit. They make shit, and they were helping the government. Then some shit happened. Shit went bad, and so now they ended up like going to war like against the country. So like I can just imagine like SpaceX getting to that point because they got missiles and shit. Like right now they're obviously working with the government, obviously. But what if something happens?
Exactly.
And then, you know what I mean?
And these motherfuckers or something.
And then like in the game, you're first working for them, and then like you leave, and you end up working for them niggas, and then you end up joining. Then the third part, you end up joining like another squad that's just like rebels trying to go against both the systems. Yeah, like it's crazy, bro. Like I feel like that game is kind of telling some shit that is possible that to happen.
Because even in GTA, they had Merryweather. Remember, and wasn't that something that was a third party?
Yeah.
It's like a private army.
Exactly.
And then we got I mean, SpaceX. They're not recruiting an army. We see that, but they got so much money. Who knows the fuck they got?
Oh, did you guys watch the Marvel show The Punisher? The season that just came out of that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because there's a whole plot line about like a super fucking huge private army in that too.
See, that's becoming a good plot, man. Because motherfuckers is out here already shooting missiles in the air. That is not. It is private company motherfuckers, bro. Yeah. Like Elon Musk, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
30 years from now, 40 years from now, that's not far off.
What, having a war against fucking
not
some
war,
company?
but just a bona fide third party. We police the police. We police the government. We are a third party.
That's gonna be crazy, man. Because the government always gonna be involved.
And we'll be somebody like powerful like Elon Musk who can have that leverage. It's not gonna be like somebody who's just able to like.
I feel like it couldn't be one individual like Elon Musk. It'd have to be like a full on like.
He got a squad.
I mean like a squad.
He got
start about like grab Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah, grab Zuckerberg, grab Bill Gates, grab Warren Buffett's fucking dried up corpse.
No,
make sure to grab as many people you can. Just stack that money, and you can maybe pull that off.
Yeah, no, but the thing that's crazy is that like okay, like I can even show you an example. I can go to Wikipedia right now. If you go to Wikipedia, right, like I'd rather show you an example.
Mm-hmm.
If I look up SpaceX on Wikipedia, it'll be like they'll have squad. Like it'll be like the CEO. And then the president, and then the CFO, and then the fucking operations man. Like they have all the like the top like 5 positions like on the side. Like usually they have that for like every company. And if you click on all those motherfuckers, they're all fucking billionaires. Like he got a squad, man. This nigga Elon Musk is surrounded. Oh, you know who has a BC squad like that? Google has a BC squad like the top like 8 chairmen at Google. Are all like fucking multi-billionaires, bro. It's retarded.
That's crazy.
It's retarded, bro. Like, okay, let me see over here because I never really looked at this one. I know Google for sure has a gang. So you got so all the key people. So you got Elon Musk, CEO. You got Gravy. What does it say? Gwen. Yeah. All right, so let's check Gwen out real quick. This chick. She's a chick right here. She's probably got a bunch of fucking money. You don't say nothing about the money on here, though. He's the president and chief officer. Yeah, I'll put
SpaceX.
Listed as the 76th most powerful woman in the world.
Climbing, probably.
Yeah.
Pretty sure she's
Definitely
climbing up that way.
Definitely climbing.
I'm surprised her money's not on
That
her.
was the most common fucking response to those memes this morning. Is people saying like, "Oh yeah, the lady who actually runs the whole fucking company was just too busy to be in the picture."
Right.
People were bitching about no women in the picture. I was just like, yeah, damn, exactly.
The person right under Elon Musk for SpaceX is a woman. So.
Yeah, like she running all of that.
Right. Her money's not even over here. You know,
Yeah.
her worth is not even on Wikipedia. I'm seeing nothing about her pockets on here, bro. That's crazy. We don't know how much this bitch has or is worth.
I mean, look up her name.
Unless we
and her
just click it
value
up,
right
yeah.
now.
Just do it in Google.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's obvious what I'm saying though. But that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, they be having squad already, man. These motherfuckers is shit crazy, man.
Modern life fucking Avengers without the superpowers.
Forbes.
That's the right one. Fuck you. 21 billion.
Yeah.
No. My bad.
With a 21 billion valuation on SpaceX. Oh, okay. They ain't gonna talk about her worth, bro.
She's not that in, nigga.
They're not gonna talk about. She's married though. Go up. Married. They'll probably talk about her husband. If they have it on there.
Sexist.
I'm just saying.
Nigga,
I'm goofing.
she has dumb money.
They're not even talking about it.
Yeah,
but it's just. I don't think this is like the. It's supposed to talk about it. I think this is just an article.
I typed in worth, man. They're not giving me shit.
Damn.
The next one was Wikipedia, and that don't got her worth. We already checked. Somebody got to have an answer. I'm gonna look right here. Anyway, man, my point is that when you think about these companies, man, a lot of people don't think about the next like 5 chairs under them. And Google is the one that I looked at, and fuck. It's like, there's $1 trillion, bro. Just in the 5 motherfuckers.
Just in the boardroom. Just in the boardroom.
Dude, it's ridiculous, man. I'll show you right here. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I legit can't find that for her. That's crazy.
But they got her. They got a Wikipedia and everything for her.
Alphabet Inc. actually, not Google. Alphabet Inc. Okay, so look at the key people in Alphabet Inc. There's 6 motherfuckers. And all 6 of these motherfuckers got fucking bread.
Alphabet Inc. Yeah.
Of course, it's Larry Page. Everybody knows him. He's always like the person fucking in front talking and shit. Executive chairman. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you know what the executive chairman is, but.
What is that? 110 billion was the revenue last year.
Oh yeah, man. These niggas are retarded. Apple's killing them.
Operating income 26.
Dude, weirdly, you know, Apple's killing these motherfuckers, and Samsung's killing these niggas too, and Visa's killing these niggas too, for sure. Well, I already looked it up, but no, actually, Visa's not killing them. Actually, is that 100? No,
it's 110.
Yeah, I think Visa's like around like 80 or 70 or 80 billion. Because it's funny how these are the companies that like strayed away from Visa and shit. Like they have their own pay shit, you know? Like Apple Pay has nothing to do with Visa. And Google Pay has nothing to do with Visa.
It does if you link your card you already have.
Well, if you link a card, you can always link the card, yeah. That's how Visa says.
Like a lot of people use those shits just to link cards and pay remotely.
No, I don't have any Visa.
Yeah, I know. You were telling me you don't have like cards. That just
but like
blows my mind.
But even my PayPal card is a MasterCard.
Oh.
It's like I just don't have
You just don't have an account.
Yeah, but even the MasterCard's accepted everywhere though, like Visa. It's the same shit. They have like about $15 to $20 million less than Visa. They're like right there. Yeah. I wish I knew the exact numbers though. Then I'd sound like a fucking weirdo. What the hell, you know all this shit? But yeah, man, I just want to show you like all these these people right here. One day that'll be all of us. You know what I'm saying? All having the key people right here. I'm fucking man. We'll all be fucking having cheese. Cause I don't care who you click on. They all got bread. The chicks don't. I feel like the chicks don't show their money on.
That's what I'm saying. You got from the husband. It's weird.
That's fucked up.
Hey man, I didn't make the rules.
Hey, Alphabet.
I don't. Who is that? He's one of the billionaires.
Yeah, he's a top fucking owner.
Surgery Ben.
One of the top owners.
He's not named Sergi. I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah,
he's the co-founder of Google.
Yeah.
Mikhailovich Brin.
He's only 44.
Bro, 44.
Yeah, him and Larry Page are the dudes.
It would imagine being 44 billions.
I can definitely imagine it.
I mean, 10 years ago he was already fucking on, you know?
I can imagine it.
He's used to this shit, man.
Can I hit one of those?
You can, man. Don't even ask that, because I don't have one of these cinema sticks. I have plates of cinema sticks.
I forgot they didn't fucking cut your shit.
Yeah, you figure it out. Yeah, man. Fucking, that's crazy. But yeah, fucking, I wish that Black Noise could just be up to the billions. Hey, you know that Samsung has like over $1 trillion in assets?
Really?
Bro, that's ridiculous. They have so much.
Samsung has
shit.
over $1 trillion?
Yes, over $1 trillion just in assets, bro. I'll show you right here. Look. I was tripping out on this shit. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? That's way too much.
$305 billion. Goddamn.
No, they're close to $1 trillion in assets. That's probably what it was. They're already halfway there. So they're halfway there. So look, wait a minute. I remember seeing the T on something.
Oh, they might have been, because this is 2014 data. So on their 2017 report,
maybe it was a different article I seen again. Because I could have sworn I seen trillion. I don't know. I be you know how you be on that rabbit hole on the internet, man, going to different sites, different shit. I must have read some recent shit and it said, I know I saw the word trillion.
That's insane.
And because that's 2014. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they could have doubled that from that time. But yeah, they have everything. And they never create anything. They always just copy someone's shit. That's all Samsung does. They see some shit come out and then they make one.
They make one, yeah.
Yeah, they make one and fucking install Android to it and call it a day. That's what they do. Crazy shit. Like these TVs, and you know, like this shit blows up. Because like there's stories of like some of the Samsung's blowing up, right? And there's stories of some of the washing machines blowing up. You heard about that?
Mm-hmm. Definitely heard about
that. So like, let me tell you this story. So my Samsung Galaxy 2, the battery was getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, that's crazy. It just kept getting bigger and bigger to the point where I couldn't put my back on my phone anymore because the battery was that fat.
Damn.
So like, I was like, all right, fuck it. I finally just threw it. I was like in the bed, threw it, and then it happened to me again when I got this Galaxy 3. Same thing. The battery was getting fat, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? So it got to the point where like, I like taped my phone back to my phone so I can put it in my pocket. Like I was on some ignorant shit where this shit could just explode in my fucking leg.
At any moment.
I didn't even think about that. I was just like, the battery's getting fat. I need another one. Like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy, bro. So I had personal experiences, man, with them shits like just swelling up. They got bad shit. They fucked up over there. But they're making a lot of money. They are like the reason of South Korea's fucking economy. Like they are South Korea's economy.
Damn.
And it's crazy how many companies there are like this. That like a $305 billion GDP is a relatively big country.
Yeah, and South Korea is like not even anything.
Oh, like South Korea is more than that, but like
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm saying like land.
Oh, land wise for sure. Yeah,
And that's what I meant.
Oh yeah, no. What I'm saying is like, I guarantee that if Samsung was a country, they'd be richer than a lot of countries.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. If Facebook was a country.
Oh, if Facebook was a country, it would be like way weaker than if Samsung was a country.
True. But I'm just saying, Facebook, even them can be a country that is making fucking bread out here.
Yeah. No, yeah, they would definitely shit on that. Shit on Facebook as a country, for sure.
Yeah.
No, but like their only rivals would be like fucking Apple and like Visa and Google and shit.
The big boys.
And that's why it was hard to believe that Mark got so much money, because it's like there's so many other companies that are just like shitting on them money wise, but it's because he solely did that like himself in the way.
Oh, he's got like 50% of every dime Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because he like made that shit like. There's so many stories, man. I heard he stole the idea from someone. I heard he heard someone talking about it or something and then actually did it. That's what I heard. Is that true?
You gotta watch Social Network.
The story as it goes at this point is essentially he was contracted by these fucking like frat bros to build a site, but it was like just for certain people for certain things. And so he like started doing that, and then they didn't pay him, so he just made his own site with this because he was coding it anyway, so he made his own site out of the idea and did like a lot more with it. Yeah. And then that was
wasn't even that they didn't pay him. He just basically jacked the idea.
Oh, they just didn't come at him with the funds.
Because you watched the movie?
Yeah. The movie's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about like the more publicized actual story. The movie was a Hollywood movie.
Of course.
Yeah,
That was more their side.
For sure. Side. That was more painting Mark Zuckerberg as this unrelenting force of douchebaggery and social awkwardness.
Douchebaggery, nigga.
Douchebaggery.
This nigga Rob is watching. He said, Jack, sleepy as fuck.
Oh, I was yawning a second ago. Now I got that sugar in me. I'm back.
That's funny.
I'm back for the first time. Yeah.
Hey, you feel me?
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to put that record on there. Hey, the last couple songs I've been making, God damn.
Facebook is worth $500 billion, bro.
Oh, never mind. They're shitting on Samsung.
I knew I wasn't tripping.
I'm tripping. That's my bad.
Amazon's worth $500 billion.
Damn.
The Amazon could buy the Amazon.
Yes, the owner is $70 billion deep. His company better be worth a lot more, right?
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's exceeded $500 billion in market value for the first time ever Thursday morning. So this is
some new shit.
This is a 2017 though article. So they're probably more the other.
Yeah, we gotta look at the 17 because I'm telling you, I saw a T, man. Hey, these niggas, you know what I'm saying? Samsung is serious, but they're just a big copying country. They don't make shit. What have they invented? What do they own? Like, everything they make is shit that everyone makes.
The Android iOS.
That's not their shit.
I'm kidding.
You know how many fucking phones have fucking Android?
Oh,
every phone
how about
that's not fucking
StarCraft?
What the fuck is StarCraft?
Oh, you never played StarCraft?
Samsung, what, they make that or something?
No, just make that's South Korea.
Yeah. Oh man. they like hip hop. They did a deal with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So we know they like hip hop.
That's true.
They might do something with us. Hey, remember hip hop and the Jay-Z thing? Remember that? Yeah. Let's do another deal like that.
Yeah, buy 1 million fucking copies of a Black Noise Project.
Samsung was on the fire. That's ridiculous.
Samsung Hip Hop Fest. Everything Samsung. You go there, it's like
Hip Hop Awareness Festival brought to you by Samsung.
Nigga, they have so much fucking assets. They have so much fucking just screens, bro, that they can give us like 200 screens and it wouldn't even hurt. It wouldn't even fucking hurt.
They wouldn't even.
They wouldn't even feel it.
They wouldn't even know it's gone.
They wouldn't feel it.
If we took them 200 screens, they wouldn't even know it's gone.
They wouldn't.
Just to clarify, we are not going to steal screens.
They'd be like,
just borrow.
Look, they go by their warehouse and see all the screens, right? And they drive back, and then like they see a big gap of screens gone, and they're gonna be like, "We need to fill this gap." And they're gonna get more screens and just fill it up. They're not even gonna think twice.
The 3 months review, they'll be like, "Oh, it's weird. Something missing. Oh well, fuck it."
Nigga, they don't know shit. Nigga, I can't. It's hard to go to a store these days without seeing Samsung something. You go to Home Depot, there's Samsung shit. You go to fucking Target, Walmart, Samsung shit. You go to the mall, there's Samsung shit everywhere.
You can go to the gas station and there's Samsung shit.
Yeah, they'll have at least a couple chargers or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yeah. For sure.
There's Samsung shit everywhere.
For sure, some shit. Yeah. They probably own half of these e-cigarette companies and shit like that at this point.
Oh, that's crazy.
Man, I wonder, like...
Why not? Some electronics, you know?
Exactly.
Like, I wouldn't put it past them. Probably saw what those companies were doing. Like, yeah, let me do that.
This is weird.
That's their whole business model. Like Raph was saying.
The first thing I see as far as products is apparel, and I'm like, what? Apparel, chemicals. See, these niggas are doing shit we don't even know.
Apparel.
What Samsung chemical have you ever seen?
What's Samsung? Go back to apparel. Just what? Shirts that say Samsung.
There's no link to it. Like there's link to this shit. There's no link to it.
Apparel.
Medical equipment, semiconductors,
automotive.
Yeah, these niggas are doing
ships.
Ships, nigga, they got Samsung ships.
Solid state
telecommunications drives. Equipment. Like, goddamn.
I can click on that one. But yeah, but I mean that's obvious.
Yeah, that's like
no, but like, how big can that be though?
I mean,
my point is more like that could be a lot.
They put it like this: they have so much money that any lane they tap into, they can tap into the highest lane of that lane. So they already do phone shit, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can just tap into any fucking part of that lane, bro.
Touche.
So telecommunications, fucking equipment. Let's see, nigga.
Oh, this is just an article on what that means.
Transmission equipment.
Okay, I feel it. So apparel, yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, so services, you know what I'm saying? Advertisement, construction, entertainment,
medical health care.
Yeah, they sell Jay-Z CDs.
Shipbuilding.
Well, they make ships.
Yeah.
One of their products is ships. So.
Yeah, they're in the business of shippery.
I can't trust somebody who makes all the shits in the world.
Some you would have never thought of. But they make shit. They make some. They ain't invented nothing though.
But are you trusting somebody who makes everything? Or are you going to the specialist? I need to go on the specialist boat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my wallet wants to go to the guy who can make everything. Yeah, but when niggas have a fucking dime.
Exactly. No, if niggas have billions of dollars, nigga, they can afford to have the best motherfuckers to make everything though. Shit.
But we see in their phones, they don't. So where else are they lacking? Yeah, but where else are they lacking? The washing machine's exploding. Like
this is a hilarious image to think of as a washing machine exploding.
Yeah, with
That's
water
the
in it.
Exact opposite of what should be happening inside of that machine.
Water in it. Boom.
Look, Samsung Heavy Industries, or SHI, is one of the largest shipbuilders in the world. And one of the big three shipbuilders of South Korea, including Hyundai and Daewoo. Alright, so let's see.
I'm taking a Daewoo boat.
I'm trying to see some pictures, nigga. Wait, if I go back.
I got you.
If I go back, there's pictures. I saw these pictures of Samsung shit. What? That motherfucker said Samsung on it. I'm done.
Oh my god, it looks like a cell phone.
I'm fucking done, nigga.
It looks like a cell phone right
I'm
there.
fucking done.
Oh my god.
I'm fucking done. These niggas are in the ship game, bro.
Who are you advertising
We
to?
are in the wrong business.
All the other ships that
All the
suck
other
ass.
ships, yeah, right?
Samsung.
You're in Samsung.
But look, when they do that though, how much shit are they advertising though?
Okay, but dude,
you can think about a TV looking at that damn shit.
Take a second to yeah, that's definitely a CGI picture, but count how many fucking cartons there are.
Yeah, that's CGI for sure. That shit would have been under the water. Unless they're all empty. Even if they're empty, they'll still have
Oh no, they can definitely do that. There's tankers that can handle that.
That size?
Yeah.
That size ship? I don't know, man.
That's
a lot.
huge.
Yeah, but that's a lot. This is compact with tankers.
That's so many.
Wait, okay, I'm starting to not have trust in this picture. So let me look at some more pictures. Whoever did that genius stuff. That shit. Wait, what website is this from? I gotta see what website this is on. Is there a site connected to this? Is that the site right there? Oh, it's right here. Oh no, it's not. Oh, this is it right here. Stupid. G Captain. Samsung.
This will be recording. Will be record breaking.
Some new details released by Samsung Heavy Industries. Oh, see, that's the largest ever to be recorded. So they about to make that.
This article's from 2015 though.
So this probably
out there already.
It's probably out there. What is it called?
An ultra large container ship.
Alright.
Damn.
That's the company that's making them.
Shit.
Or the type they are or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to see other pictures.
I mean, it looked like that's their color though. These are popping up for something.
Oh
God,
shit!
Damn.
So yeah, that definitely happens for sure.
Yeah, it's going down. Release for Samsung is air cargo loss. Samsung is so wait. You mean to tell me that the niggas with the most assets and the most crap own the ships that they're shipping their shit on?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck the supply chain. Just own the whole thing.
Own the whole
I
thing.
cannot believe this shit. No. That's next fucking level. That's next level as fuck. Like Apple don't even got that. That's next goddamn level.
Amazon got that though.
With Amazon they don't make shit though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're not in production.
Samsung is creating shit
Like
and then shipping it out on their own shit that they created.
And then Samsung will do the rest. Like that. Amazon do the rest. They'll ship Amazon and Walmart, and not everybody else ships it.
Oh my god! So Samsung's got Amazon in the pocket.
These niggas are literally fucking shipping their own shit. Like that, bro.
On a ship.
You know how much money they saving shipping their own shit?
It's just part of their
That's-
process. It's
but
just part of the chain.
That's probably why there's so much goddamn shit and so much. They're cutting the cost, bro. Like of transport by having their own company. Like that's fucking ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, because then the transport isn't trying to profit off of transport.
Exactly.
It's just a piece of the fucking chain.
It's just a piece of the chain.
And that's just part of the fucking
the overhead.
Yeah,
bro. That's what I'm saying. That's retarded.
On top of anybody else who needs you to ship their stuff for them, and that you're subcontracting to. That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
I keep seeing that blue one with the red in the bottom, so I'm pretty sure that's the one. This is another like CGI. This is CGI for sure.
Yeah.
This might not be though.
It looks like CGI.
It looks like it though.
Yeah, it's the water under that gave it away from me.
Yeah, it's also like the way the containers look. They look way too clean and
yeah.
Well, fuck. That's a model.
Well,
so I guess this is something that's new?
I mean, they probably just don't say Samsung on the side. I'm pretty sure it's,
They probably own a shitload of boats. It just doesn't have to say Samsung on it. Whoa, ho, ho.
I don't know what I clicked on right there.
That was trippy.
I never clicked on anything like
I think you Google image searched that image and just came up with a bunch of that.
No, I clicked something I never clicked before, actually. I'm going to show you right now what I clicked on, because that was kind of weird. Never clicked on that before. What's going on here? Oh, well, I don't know.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, man, I know we've probably been podcasting for a minute.
Yeah, we're at 2 hours.
Yeah, man, shit. We can cut it. I mean, we just going in, man,
We just been goofing.
Yeah, we've been having like 2 or 3 watchers and shit. It's been going up and down, Motherfuckers checking in on this and shit.
Yeah, that's lit.
Wow. And shit. Yeah, I clicked on some weird shit that I've never clicked on before. If I could just go back to like Google real quick, I can see what the hell that was, because it was like a weird like. I mean, we've all seen it 1,000 times, but I just said beer because I fucking just looked at my beer right now. It was, I clicked on like this.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what that means, but fuck, what was it? Was like dimensions or something, huh?
What did that say?
It's like dimensions. Huh?
Yeah, it's just the dimensions.
Yeah, so that's some new shit I just learned.
Click the dimensions, you get.
If you
a
click
whole
that,
banner.
you get a whole motherfucker. I don't know.
Oh, click, yeah, do that one.
I don't know what the purpose would be to have that. They see certain ones only have certain amount of them. That's weird. Does it just give you like every company or every website that has that exact image or something?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that's probably what it's doing.
Type in hip hop.
It's He's all looking at me like, you gonna do it?
That's lit. That's like a cool way to see how many of that picture is on different sites.
What is black noise?
Yeah, there you go. Black noise.
That's the first thing. Like,
my fucking face on the bottom.
Oh man, EYE is the first thing ever. That's hilarious.
All black podcasts.
Yeah.
This is black noise. All right, so where I go? We gotta do some more shit, you guys.
Yeah, we do.
Gotta do more shit.
We do.
All right, so if I click on here, right? So this is from. Where is this from? What site is this from?
Black Noise Productions at Black Noise. That's what the site's from.
This from blacknoise.com?
Yep.
Damn.
That's
We lit, nigga. All right, so click on that. See, it's only 2.
Only 2 of those.
So one of them is from blacknoise.com. The other one's from Twitter. Wow, I'm a genius. So that's exactly what that does. Wow, that is amazing. Look, hey guys, see what we just learned? That's fucking fire. If you click the little fucking dimensions thing, it'll pop up how many fucking times?
That exact
every
image.
site is that image is fucking
because it's not showing you this image in any other dimensions though.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So like, if someone even has like a half version of this picture posted somewhere, it's
no, those are different dimensions. It says right there. See? And you can see it change too. They're different.
Wait, but if you go back to the last page, I saw 3 of this poster, not 2.
That's because it might be a different picture.
Yeah, go back to the last page.
It might be like one of them might be see?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, so this one, what about these 2 though?
You'll probably see a lot of those.
Oh,
yeah, run the one with daylight on it.
Are they exactly the same though?
Yeah.
They look like it.
Yeah, just try it.
Wait, well, let me see. Wait, what's this? This is from blacknoise.com, and then this one's from
Real tag.
Real tag, whatever the fuck that is. Okay. So let's see.
Okay.
So let's see if we see real tag on there.
It's Pinterest.
Oh, that's
look and see it.
I gotta see if it's gonna look like it.
Pinterest again. Pinterest again. Pinterest again. Jack maybe. Pinterest.
Nope. So there's something different about those two pictures that Google is noticing that we're not, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
It could be the file type, maybe. Like maybe one. Let's see. Maybe this one's like a JPEG or something, and the other one is like a
FIL or some bullshit, or not TIF is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm just making educated guesses. You know, I don't fucking know. But there's something about these two that are different though, for sure. Maybe one of them got cropped a certain way or something. I don't know.
We go back to the other one.
Let me click on this real quick. I haven't clicked on it.
Woo! More.
There's more.
The dope, or what is it? Real tag. The pictoram.club.
Yeah, it's probably different fucking.
There's a bunch of different Instagram repost pages.
Oh, okay, that's what that is.
Yeah, they're like archive websites that repost literally everything that goes on Instagram, just remotely, so you can visit multiple pages and see people's posts.
Yeah. There's a lot of those.
Weird fucking site concepts.
People, man, remember those people who made a lot of money off of making people's MySpaces for them?
Holy shit. That's so dated.
I knew this dude made a bunch of money in that like 5-year window. Making people's MySpace pages for him.
How were you? In like 2003?
2003? I would have been 9.
Oh, this nigga wasn't on MySpace.
No.
I got my first MySpace at like 10 or 11 when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to have no shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have been able to have
white boy!
Oh, my parents were Nazis about internet stuff, but like at MySpace, I pulled off for bullshit reasons. It was for like music and stuff. Like the homie had a MySpace for his band, and I just wanted to like.
Come on, Mom, my friend has a band. Okay, all right, Jack. Don't be looking at fucking porno or looking at fucking trying to get little girls. I don't know. I'm just talking shit. I'm just thinking the reasons why motherfucking parents would want news on the internet. It's just crazy because like me being such an internet head, man. Like we grew up we're in a time frame where the internet like barely got popping. Like I mean, like on a popping level, like we was damn near out of high school. Yeah, like it was like senior year. Like senior year was because like I mean I had MySpace when I was like a sophomore. You know what I'm saying in high school, but the internet was still on a slow foot. Like Google wasn't even Google yet. Like it was probably there, but no one gave a fuck. It was all about Yahoo.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up. It was Yahoo.com was the search engine.
Yeah.
Like, if you were on Yahoo,
what year is this?
Like 2003, 2004 type shit.
Yahoo was my default browser.
Yeah, like Google didn't start getting popular until the G1 came. Once the G1 came out, that changed the whole everything for this Google the company. Period. That changed everything for them.
The what?
The G1.
I don't know what that is.
Oh man, that was the first smartphone that was like basically put out for the public, basically, like the first smartphone. Well, besides the Helio, because Helio was kind of considered.
I don't even remember that either.
Helio was dope.
Yeah, that was the first.
What year is that?
It's like 07.
Jesus, yeah, I was middle school.
Yeah, see, G1 came out in 07, and it was the best phone, bro. It was Android, first Android phone ever. That was the first one. Changed the game. It was like you can see your apps on the fucking screen. That was crazy. Like what the fuck? I'll show you what it looked like real quick.
That's why Apple came and kind of like snatched that shit real quick.
Nah, it took them a long time though to really get good at that though. It took them a minute, bro. It took them to the iPhone 5.
Well, yeah, to be really good at it, yeah. I'm just talking
they had
about
really slow bullshit, man.
The user friendliness of it, like taking that idea that
just a smartphone period,
exactly, and just flipping it to where it's just super user
friendly.
friendly.
Oh yeah, I remember these. I just didn't know what they're called.
Yeah, it's a G1. This was the first one. Like the white ones and the black ones. I remember I made Nova. He had 2 of these. Like, what the fuck? This nigga like, yeah, I got a throwaway one, and I got one's a trap phone. Oh, you're crazy, because that was an expensive phone. At that time, this phone was like $400.
Yeah.
Like that was expensive for phones at that time because phones were fucking like
there was no payments.
$90. You know, I spent like $120 on my Razor. You know what I mean? Like when that came out, that was like that was like a big phone.
Oh, I remember the Razor.
That was
when I was in like 7th grade, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, and people would flip out like $120 for a phone. Like damn, like bro, this one was like $399. I was like, oh my god.
And there was no payments. There's none of that.
Well, I mean, some people had that shit. Like when they had the thing,
payments and shit.
Yeah, the finance thing. I think they were financing that for sure. I'm almost for sure they were financing that.
I remember that time between like 2000, like 2007, 8 to like 2011. It was like you can just pawn. You can get the money. The phone game was crazy, bro. Like you can make so much money off of phones. Because the phone, the black market on the phone game was now like it's impossible. You steal a phone, there's no reason to like you can't do anything with it.
Oh yeah, there was a time where I would never just go get a phone. Like I just went to T-Mobile yesterday. Like I was on OfferUp all this whole time trying to find an iPhone X, and I found a couple people, but it's always weird. I was like, fuck it, I just went into T-Mobile and just cashed out. Now that phone is $999. The phone that I just got. So I'm over here thinking like, damn, that phone was expensive. It was $400 and it was insane. This is double the price and some change. But you know what? This phone's fire, nigga.
But if that phone would be going for like $1,200 right now, $1,300 if it was like it was back in 2009.
Well, they have a $1,200 version of this phone. The 256 gig is $1,149. This is 64 gig. And the only reason why I did that, nigga, I was ringing up the 256 gig. Because I'm like, it's only $100-something more. I might as well just fucking do it. The only reason why I didn't was because I realized I'm paying $299 a month for 200 gigs on my cloud. So why do I need, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I can save $100 because obviously it'd be stupid to have that much room on my phone when my cloud is fucking, I'm only using like 12 gigs in my cloud right now. I have hella room.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I encourage everyone to do that. By the way, just because. Like,
oh yeah, I have used the hell out of like.
It's only $299 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, to get that 200 gigs is what I'm saying.
On Google?
Oh no, the Apple on Apple. Oh, you don't have? Oh yeah, you got your phone on Apple.
Oh, I don't use the Apple Cloud. I always do Google Drive and shit like that.
No, like the Apple Cloud. It would work good if you had an Apple computer as well. It would be good. But like I have one because it's like I always have a bunch of shit, you know. So like my desktop on my phone and on my computer, like if I don't use something for a long time, it'll just go into the cloud. It'll just show us a cloud symbol right next to it. And then if I want to access that app, I just have to like click it and it has to like download again real quick. That's like what 10 seconds or less. But I'm trying to show you one that's something in the cloud right now. But
even in the music, probably.
But now that I have more room on my phone, I think everything's just on my phone right now. There's nothing in the cloud. Because I had 32 gigs on my last phone, so there's a bunch of shit in the cloud. Now I got 64 gigs and shit, and I don't have nothing in the cloud right now. Everything's on my phone. But I usually get a cloud symbol, and it's like, it's really lit to have. It's just extra room and shit. But I have that connected with the same Apple ID with my computer. So, like, that shit's lit because I can access my computer on my phone.
Yeah,
that's on the podcast. Fucking technology.
You had your legit desktop on your phone. I've seen that, like the setup with the desktop on the phone. That's
yeah,
crazy.
And now with this phone, it's fucking dope because if I fucking like, let's say I'm typing some shit, right? Like I can say like dog, right? If I fucking 3D touch that, now I have a cursor.
Oh, look at that.
So now I can go straight to the letter. Instead of like doing that bullshit where you have to magnify all that stupid shit, like I have a fucking built-in cursor in this bitch. It's just fucking this fucking phone's crazy. Anyway, like I said, that's a whole nother podcast. Just the iPhone X is a whole nother podcast.
As long as they're
I only
paying,
had it for a day.
As long as they're paying. Right?
With them niggas?
Yeah.
iPhone X?
Yeah, then you can do a whole hour podcast about the functionality of the iPhone.
They ain't gonna pay no one else. There's already 1,000 videos on this phone.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure they've already done paid out what they're gonna pay out.
True.
I watched like all of them too, like overnight or whenever last night or this morning. I don't know time. Anyway, so
what's up, Chiba?
Great Privilege Podcast. Once again, we did it.
Yeah, episode 4. This was a very loosely scheduled one. We just kind of riffed. Thank you to Earl Fias for being our first guest on the show.
No problem, man. Again, I traveled from very far. I want to come down and make sure.
I don't think you're like a guest though. You're more like you're just gonna be back and shit like every now and then.
Assistant host or what?
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. I like that. Yeah.
You're just gonna be coming in and out.
Yep. Friend of the show.
So I'm about to go get something to drink. And yeah, we done here.
Black noise.
You motherfuckers have a good one. We gotta get a logo still, right?
Yeah.
Somebody out there, hit us up.
Make us a logo.
Make us a fucking logo. Peace.